Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. People in the world of gods, they actually say that the system Godhead is the weakest. Chapter 91. Mo Yun is used to being laughed at. Just laugh, anyway, sooner or later, you people will kneel and lick back 10 times and 100 times. But from Jenner's mouth, Mo Yun knew that the leader of the cloaked people turned out to be the patriarch of the Castro family. Reminiscent of the conversation he had with the patriarch Castro at that time, Mo Yun couldn't help feeling that he was so courageous at the time. If he had known that it was the owner of Castro, he would not have dared to ask for Huishan stone. The most important survival rule for the weak is humility. But it is in response to the wealth, the cowardly starving to death, and the bold words. It was this batch of Huishan minds that brought earth-shaking changes to Mo Yun at this time. With his current strength, it should be enough to gain a firm foothold here. Mo Yun had a little sense of the strength of the people around him. He didn't dare to put his perception too much. After all, there is no fuel-efficient lamp here. In case of public anger, the pack of wolves would definitely not mind sharing a bloody feast. After a general observation, Mo Yun found that out of the 103 families including himself, 27 of the top 80 representatives are basically the children of God. Probably ranked around 45, Shenli is already on the same level as himself. That is, the level of divine power of about 500 years. For the families further ahead, the strength of the family representatives will naturally be higher. Among them, the feeling of the owner of Castro to Mo Yun is still unfathomable. If it is really a fight, he should not be her opponent. It is hard to say how far he can fight. There is a high probability that it will be a disastrous defeat. Fortunately, everyone is a man of rules. It's as if he took advantage of Jenner's identity and used everyone's misunderstanding to create momentum for himself. Mo Yun didn't think Jenner didn't see this. But all of this is within reasonable rules, so not only was Jenner not angry, but on the contrary, he cooperated as if appreciating it. At the same time, Mo Yun also knows that Jenner is definitely not a kind person, and he must have plans for himself. Sure enough, Jenner asked Mo Yun at this time. The last time we met, if I remember correctly, you should still be in the realm of the gods, right? That's right, I just broke through. Jenner smiled and said, so that's the case, but there is one thing I'm curious about. We are all children of God, why do I feel that your divine power is stronger than mine? Obviously you have just broken through. Mo Yun said lightly, who knows what happened in the gods' world? Anything can happen, are you right? That's right, in the world of gods, you will always know more than you want to know. Jenner paused, and then said meaningfully, however, in order to help you as a favor, can't you satisfy my curiosity a little bit? Mo Yun knows that with his own growth rate, it is simply impossible for him not to attract the attention of others. But as long as he wants to become stronger, he needs more resources, and obtaining resources cannot be a low-key thing in itself. It is impossible even if Mo Yun chooses go. Because the vast majority of people did not die because they were coveted, but die of weakness. Innocence is full of guilt. Since he has a heaven-defying system Godhead, Mo Yun can only make himself strong enough so that everyone who is curious about him will not dare to offend him. This is also the only way. Of course, when it's time to be low-key, you still have to be low-key. Mo Yun raised his head, stared at Jenner, and said with a smile, everyone has their own secrets, and the result of revealing the secrets may be fatal. Just like you, isn't it for satisfying curiosity, but for did I come to ask after completing the tasks assigned by others? Jenner smiled lightly. Mo Yun, you are really a very interesting person. Mo Yun took a deep breath. What he is most worried about now is that Patriarch Castro has the idea of finding out about himself. If that was the case, he would really be on pins and needles. You know, the person who is staring at him now is Els, the manager of Huishan Bazaar. If Patriarch Castro had any unreasonable thoughts about him, it would be difficult for him to find a foothold in this area. Fortunately, Camp Castro has its own rules. All the families here could be said to be supremacists. They will never do something where the risks clearly outweigh the benefits. So even if he was curious about himself, Patriarch Castro would not violate the rules he set. Because compared with his own uncertain benefits, the cost of destroying his reputation of painstakingly creating rules is too huge. Mo Yun also knows that as long as he is stronger, the price he will pay for himself will be greater. And myself, the more secure it is. Therefore, everything still returns to the most fundamental point, becoming stronger. Just as Mo Yun was thinking about how to use the devouring system, the sound of the meeting entered his ears. According to the recent situation, our family's fortune teller predicted that there may be a wave of monsters and beasts that will appear in the near future. In order to determine whether it will really appear, and the scale of the wave of monsters and beasts, we will form an investigation team. Quote, the wave of monsters and beasts. Mo Yun's eyes lit up. At least one thing Mo Yun can be sure of, that is, the objects of the devouring system must be living things, and he is worried that he can't find an object to experiment with the system. Isn't the tide of monsters, gods and beasts coming at just the right time? Master Castro, please let me join. 8:20 Before Patriarch Castro finished speaking, Mo Yun stood up and raised his arms high. Immediately there were voices of discussion around. At this time, more people began to think that Mo Yun was the person sent by the Castro family to take over the Emin family. According to the rules of the Castro camp, when a common crisis is encountered, all families need to send personnel, and at the same time share the benefits according to their contributions. But generally speaking, most of the contributions are received by the 12 council families, or even the Castro family. People from middle and lower class families are often useless in the face of high-level crises, and they have to take huge risks, and there is no scum left if they are not careful. And cheap good things, they can't grab them. Over time, this kind of thing is avoided by everyone. Patriarch Castro also showed a surprised tone, and said, "Are you sure you want to join the investigation team? The Amin family is ranked 103rd. According to the rules, families after 80th can choose not to join." Mo Yun said solemnly and righteously, "Since I am ranked 103rd, I can't give up such an opportunity. Not only can I improve myself, but I can also make contributions to the Castro camp. Why not do it?" Quote. At this time, the same idea appeared in the hearts of all the family representatives. It's Thor. He must be Thor. Facts have proved that people like Mo Yun who actively responded to the call of the Castro family can be said to be unique and unique. The other families all found various reasons to shirk. In the end, under the scolding of the 12 council families, the matter came to a conclusion, and it was decided to use lottery to determine the candidates. But I have to say, in the world of gods, even a lottery is quite unfair. At this time, Mo Yun finally knew why the premium for gold coins was so high in the Castro camp. Because when Mo Yun saw a family representative take out a lucky gold coin, absorb the divine power inside and get a lucky blessing, only one voice rang in his heart. That is, this is also possible. There are countermeasures below and policies above. The Castro family also didn't want those who participated in the investigation team to be weak families at the bottom of the ranking, so they also blessed themselves with luck. As a result, the middle-strength family finally became the sufferer, and basically 8 companions were drawn out of 1,000 miles. For example, the Ingmar family. For example, the Duke family. For another example, the Poussin family. This investigation is quite dangerous, so what the team needs are strong players. Therefore, Ingmar, Duke, and Charles, the deputy head of the Poussin family, were incorporated into the investigation team with a look of despair. After a day of preparation, everyone headed to the north of the Castro camp, deeper into the wilderness. Unlike the urban-rural fringe of the Castro camp, the wilderness here is obviously more cruel. The extremely cruel and disorderly people, the violent and crazy monster gods, as well as some evil gods and their people who are not recognized by the normal gods, wandered in the wasteland. Faced with such a danger, the selected unlucky ghost dared not express his dissatisfaction to the Castro family, and could only stare at Mo Yun with a wolfish gaze. Their expressions seemed to have the word, "dog care," written on their faces. But Mo Yun actually regretted the decision he made. Perhaps it was because he had really been a dog caretaker for a while, so the Castro family gave him special treatment. Going out to investigate the fight with the monster god. It's too dangerous without him. The thing about staying in the camp, well and safe, it's him. So the only task Mo Yun was assigned was to stay in the camp and cook for the members of the investigation team. Mo Yun was startled. "The patriarch of my dignified Emin family, you actually want me to cook? It's like lifting a rock and shooting yourself in the foot." But one thing to say, in this team, apart from the backbone of the 12 council families, the others are also patriarchs and deputy patriarchs, and the worst is a senior cadre. He, the 103rd patriarch, is indeed nothing in the eyes of these people. In desperation, Mo Yun had no choice but to use his divine power to peel the God realm potatoes. In fact, I have to say, regarding the matter of cooking, the Castro family really did not find the wrong person. It's not that no one in the world of gods knows how to cook. The races in the gods' world come from many different civilizations, and there are naturally some races with food culture, such as halflings. Similarly, there are also some godheads like God of cooking. But these races and these godheads are naturally the darlings of the lords of God's domain, and these races are basically extremely conservative and orderly. Lost in the wilderness, that is simply an impossible thing. As for other races, there is one thing to say, there are really few races that can appear in the world of gods, with food culture. Because for any powerful race, the points are basically added to bloodlines, fighting, survival, becoming stronger, etc. As for food, it is enough for them to eat and be good for the body. As for the enjoyment of the racial talent that is playful and attenuates the competitiveness of the race, they don't know it at all. Moreover, cooking is also a matter of talent, and it doesn't mean that civilization lasts for a long time, and there are attainments in this area. For example, a 1,000-year-old civilized country on blue Mercury can only offer fish and chips and stargazing pie. So to some extent, the wasteland is also half a food desert. At least the best thing Mo Yun ate when he came to Shenming Realm was the roasted God Realm goat from the Castro family. Ding! It is detected that the host has undergone special training, and has obtained 35 times the knife skill enhancement. Seeing the appearance of this system prompt, Xuan Wei couldn't help laughing. If he had a brain twitch and chose the chef system for the 4th Godhead crystal. Presumably there must be a lot to do at this time. I have to say that the enhancement system is really easy to use. Mo Yun feels that after this investigation is over, no one will suspect that he will pretend to be a chef in the future. Just when Mo Yun was complaining about himself, Jenner suddenly came back with 2 members of the Castro camp. They also carried a monster god wild on their backs. Master Mo Yun, this is a real thing. It tastes very delicious, even if it is eaten raw. Of course, if you cook it a little, add a little salt and basil leaves, it will be even more delicious. Seemingly afraid that Mo Yun would not be able to cook, Jenner even explained the details of how to do it. He doesn't know how well Mo Yun's cooking skills are, but Gerner doesn't have any culinary illusions about all the people here. After all, a patriarch thinks about so many things every day, so it is impossible for him to learn cooking skills. If it weren't for the dangerous thing to investigate the wasteland, Jenner wanted to bring out the dwarf chef of the Castro family. Mo Yun could see that Jenner wanted to eat steak, so he nodded and said, "Okay, you can put it here. Then leave it to you." Jenna looked at Mo Yun with some anxiety, and left with the 2 Castro family members. Mo Yun looked at the monster god bison. Its strength is actually much stronger than the monster god wild boar, and it is a very high-value monster god. As the former hunting leader of the Amen family, Yun had naturally heard of it. It's a pity that this kind of Nuo de Jiao creature will be far away from the gathering place where there are many gods, so Mo Yun has never hunted it. At this time, the monster god bison was tied up, but it was not dead, it was still dying. It seems that Garner understands the importance of fresh ingredients. It is estimated that the only advantage of being a chef is that you can reward your own stomach. Mo Yun decided to simply treat this trip as a treat. After all, he has been in the God realm for so long, and he really hasn't eaten anything good. But just when Mo Yun was about to strike the knife, the system upgrade sound suddenly sounded. Ding! Do you want to devour the ordinary monster god buffalo bloodline? Ha! K. Mo Yun was stunned. Then ecstasy. Good cooking. I just love cooking so much. Don't anyone rob me. Starting today, me, Mo Yun, announced. From now on, I will be the number 1 master chef of Camp Castro. Swallow. After Mo Yun used devour, he immediately felt that he seemed to have forcibly plundered the power of a bloodline from the body of the monster god bison. Mo Yun felt his blood pumping. He even saw the tiny red blood cells in the blood, as if they had transformed into greedy gourmets in an instant, absorbing this power. Then, everything returned to calm. Ding! you have gained 82 times the power of rebirth. Ding, you have gained 60 times the blood of the wild. Mo Yun closed his eyes, feeling the change of power. The power of the bull is completely different from the power of the mountain. It can be said that the power of the mountain is a thick and solemn force, which is more inclined to defense. And this brute force is a wild and passionate force, and it is more inclined to attack. 82 times other enhancements are nothing to Mo Yun, but this bull force is very different. Because the multiplier of Mo Yun's power enhancement is already very high, it is not easy to get another upgrade. And the method adopted by the phagocytic system to complement the divine body. It is not to go to the black on the road of the power of the mountain, but to absorb all the power it can absorb. The appearance of the power of brute force is equivalent to opening up a new way to strengthen the attribute of strength. In addition to the increase in the strength of the brute force, what the wildness brings is the increase in vitality B7. After Mo Yun obtained the surge of life again, his vitality had hardly been improved. The 60 times of wild blood enhancement made Mo Yun feel that his vitality was much stronger all of a sudden. Mo Yun checked the progress of the divine body. The body of God is still 7%, but Mo Yun can feel that it has improved a little. It seems that the blood of God has also made a negligible progress, which should be related to the blood of the wild. But Mo Yun doesn't expect to improve much this time. After all, this is just an ordinary monster god bison bloodline. Even Mo Yun thinks that 82 times the strength of a bull and 60 times the blood of wildness are quite impressive. You know, there are many monsters, gods and beasts in the wilderness on the border of the Cathro camp. After looking at his situation again, Mo Yun quickly looked at the monster god bison in front of him, and then heaved a sigh of relief. What he is most worried about is that devouring will eat the monster god bison whole. In that case, it is bound to cause unnecessary attention and trouble. Mo Yun checked the dying monster god. It was found that the biggest difference before and after phagocytosis was that its blood was a little darker (CHFD) than before. It seems that the devouring system seems to only devour the other party's blood. Mo Yun sharpened his knife and couldn't help thinking. Compared with hunting monster gods by yourself, the feeling of sending the monsters hunted by others to him. But it's so cool, you have to ask them to give you more. Mo Yun gradually had a general idea in his mind. Smell good. Have you smelled it? It smells so good. Members of the investigation team returned one after another. They centered on the camp, and by investigating the activities and traces of the nearby monster god groups, they determined whether there would be a beast tide. The monster gods here often appear in large groups, and there are also terrifying leaders of the beast king level. So after a day of investigation, everyone feels physically and mentally exhausted. At this time, I smelled the refreshing fragrance in the camp, as if I suddenly lost a lot of fatigue, and even the smell of the air became sweet and delicious. Everyone, today I asked Patriarch Mo Yun to prepare the monster bison for you. Its meat tastes very delicious. This should be the aroma of the monster bison. Jenner sniffed the smell in the air lightly, feeling somewhat suspicious in his heart. He is a person who often eats the monster god's wild beef steak, but in his impression, the taste of the monster god's wild beef steak should not seem so delicious. I didn't expect to have steak to eat. It seems that it is not too bad to be selected this trip. I haven't smelled this smell for a long time. Why is it so fragrant? I remember the steak at the Blackbeard bar in the Castro camp. It doesn't seem to be so fragrant. Is it because I haven't eaten for a long time and I'm too greedy? Because the monster god bison does not move within the scope of the Cathro camp, only at the edge of the dangerous camp can there be a chance to hunt. So even for ordinary families, it is considered a luxury. The family leaders at the lower level had a hard time and were careful about budgeting every day, so naturally they would not easily touch luxury goods. Even those middle-level families don't pay too much attention to their own enjoyment. After all, surviving in the wilderness is a very difficult thing, and there is no room for people to indulge in pleasure. But if you can enjoy it, who wants to dance on the sword and work hard? Who doesn't want to eat and wait to die, eat the most delicious feast, and enjoy the most beautiful woman in his arms? At this time, the head of the house said, "It's not an illusion, it is indeed more delicious than the steak at the Blackbeard bar. I only ate it once yesterday to reward myself." The families couldn't help but smile. It seems that the patriarch was worried that he might not be able to return alive this trip, so he had a good meal in the end. Jenner thought about it. Could it be that? Everyone hurriedly followed the scent to the camp, and at this time saw a piece of steak placed on a crystal plate with a good color and fragrance. The crystal plate was created by a master who also stayed in the camp and possessed the power of crystal. He burped while making crystal tableware for Mo Yun. He was very satisfied with this meal, so he willingly helped Mo Yun. Now that everyone is back, it's time to eat. When they heard that they could eat, everyone quickly took their seats without saying a word, and sat on tables, chairs and benches made temporarily with divine power. Some of them used the knife and fork very gracefully, while others swallowed the steak wildly. When the fresh and tender steak enters the mouth, bite down, the delicious juice splashes all over the mouth, the right elasticity makes the teeth have an unprecedented enjoyment, and the top taste stimulates every cell on the taste buds. Too delicious. Simply delicious. Compared to this, the steak at Blackbeard's is not up to par. Patriarch Mo Yun, did you really make this? Mo Yun smiled and threw a piece of firewood into the stove. Fire spear. That's right, the blazing fire spear, which kills without counting, is now regarded as a fire stick by Mo Yun. Under the flame of the blazing spear, the cooking temperature is almost perfectly controlled, all the moisture in the steak is firmly locked in it, and the exterior is grilled until it is slightly crispy. Coupled with the cooking techniques on the Blue Mercury, the steak at this time has already stimulated all its delicious potential. Mo Yun has mastered all this skillfully. I said I am a chef, do you think I am joking? Soon, other members of the investigation team also returned one after another. After smelling the fragrance, they also rushed over. Everyone was full of praise for the taste of the steak, and even the owner of Castro also praised. Patriarch Mo Yun, I didn't expect you to have such abilities. If you weren't the patriarch, I would have invited you to be the chef of the Castro family. Haha, I had the same thought. Other members of the 12 Council family also followed suit. This time, Patriarch Castro personally led a team to investigate, and the 12 Council families also sent their own staff to accompany them, as well as the family retainers ranked number 1, number 7 and no. 11. At this time, the owner of Castro, who had finished eating the steak, wiped the corners of his mouth with a handkerchief and said to Mo Yun, according to the rules, you deserve to be rewarded for bringing such a delicious meal. Master Mo Yun, is there anything you want? That's right, the patriarch of the third family said very proudly, as long as your requirements are not too excessive, we can satisfy you. This sentence is exactly in Mo Yun's arms. He was worried that he couldn't find the right opportunity to make his own request. Patriarch Castro, may I ask, how will the investigation team deal with the monsters, gods and beasts obtained from hunting? Except for a small number of gods who are brought back to provide natural godheads for investigation, the rest will be distributed according to the contribution value. Mo Yun quickly asked again. Then, are all the monster gods brought back alive? The owner of Castro let out a slight laugh, and said, of course it is impossible, except for a small number of domesticated cubs that will be distributed in the form of contribution, the rest will be killed and decomposed into parts of different values, and then distribute according to the contribution value. This is what Mo Yun wanted to hear, and he quickly said, Patriarch Caslo, can you entrust me with the job of slaughtering and dismantling monster gods? At this moment, the patriarch of the seventh family immediately had a different opinion. Someone has already taken charge of the slaughter. You don't need to intervene. Mo Yun knew that the job of slaughtering monsters and gods was actually a very sought-after job. Because it has something to do with Godhead. Some godheads such as hunting and death can gain great benefits in the process of slaughtering powerful monster gods. The patriarch of the seventh family expressed his objections so actively. Obviously, it should be a member of their family who is responsible for slaughtering the monster gods. Mo Yun ignored the seventh patriarch, and continued, Patriarch Cathro, you should know. The value of different organs and parts of the monster god is different. If it is not handled properly, the damaged organ will greatly affect the monster god's worth. I'm not talented, just in this area, I boast some skills. Oh, all the families thought. They did not doubt Mo Yun's words, because the cut of steak is a very particular thing that can affect the taste. And judging from the deliciousness of the steak, Mo Yun naturally has a certain level in killing monsters and gods. But the seventh patriarch quit immediately and shouted, Patriarch Mo Yun, Although your performance in cooking is not bad. However, slaughtering and cooking are completely different fields. Professional things should be left to professional people do. Mo Yun raised his head and asked, neither humble nor overbearing, Patriarch Robin, how do you know that I am not the more professional one? At this time, Robin, the head of the Robin family, looked at Mo Yun with an unfriendly gaze. How dare a patriarch of a family who ranks number one from the bottom dare to question himself face to face? Who gave him the guts? But before Robin made an attack, the voice of Patriarch Castro rang out, otherwise, let's compare. Soon, the butcher of the Robin family appeared in front of everyone. Just as he appeared, people felt a strong bloody aura. From the whispered discussions of the people around, Mo Yun faintly heard that the person named Wen Sen in front of him possessed the Godhead named Killing. This kind of Godhead is very dangerous and a potential disorder. Once he goes crazy in pursuit of power, he will completely ignore all orders and rules, and frantically kill all the lives he sees in front of him, thus rapidly improving his divinity and divine power. Vincent looked at Mo Yun coldly, like looking at another monster waiting to be slaughtered. I hunted 3 monster gods for my family this time, and only then did I get the qualification to slaughter monster gods for my family. And you just hid in a safe camp and cooked a meal, you want to replace me. Who gave you the guts? A powerful aura emanated from Wen Sen's body, and the oppressed heads of some inferior families were terrified. As expected of the cadre of the 7th-ranked family, his strength is indeed strong. But what everyone didn't expect was that Wen Sen's aura had no effect on Suo Go. Mo Yun squinted his eyes, and Wen Sen's aura was more like a deterrent, just like a tiger can deter a hare. But in front of his own 3 flowers gathering at the top and 5 Qi dynasties, this is just something to frighten children. Mo Yun smiled and said, you can't say that. Because your family's arranged for me to stay in the camp, so I feel very sorry in my heart. That's why I want to make more contributions to the Castro camp. Providing everyone with delicious food is just one of them. Since I have the ability to better kill monsters and increase the value of monster gods, how can I pretend that I don't have this ability and not use it to create more value for the camp? The surrounding patriarchs looked at each other and cursed inwardly. This doggy is at it again. From the moment they joined the investigation team, they saw Mo Yun's hypocrisy. Everyone is tacitly aware that Mo Yun's pious words are fooling ghosts. Of course, if it is so, correct, no one will jump out to refute it foolishly. As a result, I never expected that Mo Yun is really good at finding a moral high ground for himself to gain a firm foothold, making it impossible for people to refute his words. Wen Sen sneered and said, you mean, your ability to kill monster gods is better than mine? Do you know how many monster gods I have killed? 10 times more than all the people in your family combined. Mo Yun said with a smile, in everything, there must be a talent. Let me say it modestly here. I am a kind of genius who is relatively talented, and I am a little less than a genius. The patriarchs were speechless for a moment. What do you mean by being humble? This Mo Yun patriarch, can he still have some face? Seeing the perfectly dissected monster god bison, everyone was completely speechless this time. What is perfection? It's called perfection. Compared with the slaughter they knew before, Mo Yun's slaughter had already reached the level of art. A member of the Castro family quickly used spells to slightly freeze the heart of the monster god bison, saying, the value of this heart alone is at least 30% higher than before. The most valuable parts of a monster god are their organs. The value of organs is very affected by the degree of freshness. And this heart of the monster god bison that is still beating is obviously much more valuable than the heart of an ordinary butchered bull. Even 30% is said to be low, because even the heart and soul, Mo Yun was divided into a bull alone. This kind of painstaking effort used to be mixed with other blood, showing no value. And now it is divided into separately, which can obviously be regarded as a part of the heart of the cow. Seeing this scene at this time, Vincent's forehead was soaked in sweat, and even the knife in his hand trembled. With this trembling, an internal organ was accidentally cut open. Not good. The guts are broken. Vincent's face was extremely ugly immediately. The wild bile of the monster god was extremely corrosive. Once broken, the value of the entire monster god will be greatly reduced. Okay. Patriarch Castro obviously also noticed this, and said calmly, it seems that it is clear at a glance who is strong and who is weak. From now on, all the harvested monster gods will be handed over to Mo Yun. Everyone should have no objections, right? Ding, you devoured the ordinary monster god buffalo bloodline. Ding, you have gained 70 times the strength of the bull. Ding, you have obtained 54 times the blood of the wild enhancement. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the first level divinity, the power of the bull. After accepting the job of slaughtering monster gods, Mo Yun took up his post immediately and started his new job conscientiously. But in fact, I was secretly delighted. The hunting efficiency of the entire investigation team is not low. They can hunt at least 30 to 40 top-level monsters and beasts while going out to investigate in a day. But basically it is the harvest of the 12 council families. Mo Yun can be sure that even if he is himself, he can only hunt 3 or 5 top monsters a day at most. It's not that Mo Yun is not an opponent of monster gods and beasts, but hunting these monster gods is a matter that requires skill and luck. It can be said that the right time, place and people are indispensable. But now, 30 or 40 monsters were directly sent to him. How could Mo Yun not be delighted? The devouring system did not disappoint Mo Yun either. Just by devouring 3 monster god bison, Mo Yun obtained the strength of a bull and the divinity of a wild hart, and the speed of obtaining divinity was even faster than his learning. Under Peyoting Geniu's quick treatment, Mo Yun, a total of 37 monsters, dissected all of them in just 1.5 hours. Even the 2 Castro families next to Mo Yun, the son of God who was in charge of freezing and the son of God who was in charge of storage, couldn't keep up with Mo Yun's speed. Hey, you two can't do it. Mo Yun sighed. The 2 sons of God of the Castro family are crazy, they have never stopped their busy hands. You actually said we can't do it. Do you think everyone is perverted like you? These monster gods should have been the workload of one night. If it was Wen Sen, so many monsters and gods would have to be slaughtered at least until dawn the next day, and both of them were waiting for Wen Sen to be slaughtered. Well now, it's completely reversed. But they also have to admire Mo Yun. If it was Wen Sen, the ground should be a bloody and terrifying scene at this time. But here at Mo Yun, the only few drops of blood spilled were accidentally touched by them during operation. Mo Yun is checking the progress of the divine body at this time. Devouring the blood of 37 different monster gods brought him the divinity of the basic attributes of power of the bull and learning from the wild. There is also the divinity of resistance such as cold resistant skin and resistance to scale armor. The body of God has reached 8%. God's resistance has reached 6%. As for the blood of God, although it has also increased, it still stays at 1%. Mo Yun noticed that among the 3 components of the divine body, the blood of the gods is undoubtedly the most difficult to improve. And with the devouring system, the fastest improvement is obviously God's resistance, which seems to have relatively low requirements. And, like other cultivation, it is slower and more difficult to improve as you go to the end. When the resistance was increased from 4% to 5%, Mo Yun only swallowed 5 ordinary bloodlines, but when it was increased from 5% to 5%, it swallowed up 21 ordinary bloodlines. It is worth mentioning that these 37 monsters and beasts are all of ordinary blood. Can't you come to a normal or above? Mo Yun had to let out a sigh of emotion. There are no dragon slaying skills, but no dragons for other countries. There are so many sons of gods in the Castro camp, it's not enough. Just as Mo Yun was sighing against the setting sun, 3 figures appeared in the distance. When Mo Yun took a look, it turned out to be 3 of his old acquaintances. Ingmar, Duke, and Charles returned to the camp with lingering fear. At this time, 2 full hours had passed since the agreed time to return to the camp. The reason for this is because they encountered a group of monsters and beasts with the King of Beasts. The Beast King of the monster god is equivalent to the Son of God among the gods. But different from the sons of gods among the gods, the beast kings living in the wilderness, whether it is innate ability or acquired competition, all endow them with a powerful killing ability. Coupled with the cooperation of the herd of beasts, it is impossible for ordinary 3 or 5 sons of gods to be able to defeat a beast king level monster god. This made the 3 of them very embarrassed, and they returned to the camp after a long circle. Thankfully they escaped help. This is the reason why middle and lower families are unwilling to join the investigation team. The deeper part of the wilderness is not within their reach. However, after returning to the camp, the three of them were relieved when they heard that there were top quality and delicious steaks to eat, accompanied by red wine from the Castro family. They came to the dinner party in a hurry, and shouted, "Where's the steak?" The head chef of the camp is still Mo Yun, although after Mo Yun took over the slaughtering work, the owner of the Castro intended to let Vincent be the head chef, and then encountered unanimous opposition. In the end, it was decided that Mo Yun would be concurrently in charge, and the owner of Castro also expressed that he would never treat Mo Yun badly for working two jobs at the same time. When the three of them saw Mo Yun, their expressions suddenly changed. They suddenly remembered that it seemed that Mo Yun's job was to cook. At that time, they scolded Mo Yun for being the dog of the Castro family. And when we returned to the camp, it seemed that everyone in the camp was discussing Mo Yun. Mo Yun smiled at the three of them at this time, and said, "The steak is gone, let's make do with some raw water." The two patriarchs and a deputy patriarch immediately exploded, and said angrily, "We have worked hard all day, and you want us to eat cows and go into the water. Monster gods have valuable organs and also have worthless organs. Organs like the heart, lungs, and liver are the source of the power of monsters and gods. It is often more precious than meat, so naturally it is no longer regarded as awful. The cheap organs of the monster god are obviously only leftovers such as intestines and ox tongue. And the thing that the gods are most unwilling to accept is the intestines. For the gods and people, unless they want to improve their divine power and elements, but they really have no money, they will choose to buy water to eat, and are ashamed to eat these things themselves. Because the intestines have a different meaning to the gods. After gaining the Godhead and becoming the people of the gods, all the gods will change the way they remove impurities from their bodies. And the food in the god realm will not contain impurities like the food in the mortal world, and they will be completely absorbed. So since then, the gods have completely bid farewell to the excretion of mortals. Declare yourself to be God, not mere man. But the monster god doesn't care about that. They should still eat and eat. It is said that even a real-level monster god will leave a huge pile of excrement. Even this excrement is regarded as a treasure by many people. But for the gods who claim to be gods, it is a shame to let them eat water. Mo Yun knew a little about these 27 things, and when he saw the three of them getting frustrated, he couldn't help showing a sneer. "What's the point of insulting you? Sing with me, your hard days are yet to come." Patriarch Mo Yun, "Don't bully me too much." Patriarch Ingmar said coldly, "Even if you make trouble at the family council today, I still need you to give me an explanation." "Oh, it's really interesting." Mo Yun sneered and said, "Explanation? Make a fuss at the family council. Go ahead and make a fuss. You guys came back so late, it's good enough for you to have something to eat." They even clamored for steak. "Steak is such a delicious thing, everyone has finished eating it long ago, and I will keep it for you. I wonder if you have a particularly big face. Everyone wants to give you some face. Finish. Then what is this?" Ingmar pointed to a large pile of decomposed monster god organs and flesh beside him, among which there was naturally the beef of the monster god bison. Mo Yun smiled softly. "Please, this is the harvest of today's investigation team. Don't you see that it is being frozen and stored now? It will be distributed according to their respective contributions at that time. You guys, you didn't catch any prey, you just messed around all day. If you have the ability, you guys will come back with the monster god. Without further ado, I will cook for you now. It's a pity, you don't have the ability. If you have a cow in the water for you to eat, it's already a very special treatment. If you don't give you a cow to eat, it's not bad." The cow is happy. After hearing this word, Patriarch Ingmar almost lost his breath, pointed at Mo Yun and said tremblingly, You wait for me. I will never finish this matter with you. We won't eat today." Patriarch Ingmar turned and left with great backbone. Patriarch Buck and Deputy Patriarch Charles could only choose to follow. Love to eat or not to eat? Mo Yun sneered, if he hadn't had time to prepare. Casual grilling something like beef fat sausage will not be cheap for you. Into the night. Entering the wilderness at night is obviously more dangerous than during the day. At this time, the investigation team will choose a safe strategy and stay in the temporary camp built. The people of the gods, especially the gods who are basically the sons of gods here, generally do not need to sleep. Of course, there are also some children of God who will sleep for a while at night like the mortal world, in order to get a better spirit and feel as a human being. The gods who don't need to sleep are either doing some entertainment activities or doing daily practice at night. However, there are not many people who can calm down and cultivate when they come to the dangerous wasteland. In the camp, Ingmar tried to enter a meditative state to absorb the elements in the air, but no matter what, he couldn't immerse himself in the meditative state. There is of course a reason for this. It was not quiet at night in the camp, there were many people talking around. Because the perception of the Son of God is very strong, whispering voices can be heard in the ear at any time. In front of the bonfire in the distance, the Son of God sang and danced again. But none of this was the root cause of his inability to sleep. The real reason why he couldn't sleep was because he smelled a very tempting fragrance. Ingmar opened his eyes, staring at Mo Yun, who was grilling in front of the campfire, with mixed feelings in his heart. He recalled the deliciousness of the steak mentioned in the chat, and said it as if it was unique. Although the majestic Ingmar patriarch can't afford steak, Feng needs food to soothe his soul after a tiring day. It's just that the griller is Mo Yun, which makes Ingmar quite entangled. He said not long ago, "We won't eat today," but then turned around and went back. Isn't it humiliating? But after thinking about it, Ingmar suddenly felt relieved. The things in the camp are not owned by Mo Yun alone. Every inspection team is eligible to enjoy the food provided by the local area. It is impossible for him to stop eating for the next few days because of Mo Yun. After thinking about this, Ingmar walked towards the bonfire. When he arrived here, he discovered that Duke of the Duke family and Charles of the Simpson family had also come. At this time, a group of people are asking Mo Yun, "What are these? Can't we eat barbecue? It's all left over from the daytime. If you don't believe me, try it." The barbecue in front of Mo Yun is mainly fatty intestines, and the rest include beef tendon, beef stomach, beef tongue, and beef tail, which are left over from the day and are not core organs. Intestines. This stuff. I wouldn't eat it. Just. Everyone was chattering, but the sizzling intestines exuded a tempting aroma. Finally, some sons of God who didn't mind offal appeared, took a bunch and tasted it. To tell you the truth, when I was in the mortal world, I liked intestines the most. A hyena man took a bite out of a bunch and exclaimed, "I never imagined that intestines would be so delicious after delicate cooking. It's so delicious." Quote. Seeing the hyena man's exaggerated expression, the rest of the people were also a little shaken, and soon someone made a bold attempt. Soon, there was a wave of rave reviews. Patriarch Ingmar looked at these sons of gods, and his long-standing cognition was greatly challenged. To put it bluntly, everyone thinks the intestines are cheap. The root of it is that others feel inferior, so I also feel inferior. Now someone suddenly regards it as a treasure, and Ingmar can't help being suspicious. Maybe it's really a treasure. Just when Ingmar was about to reach out to take a bunch to taste, Mo Yun's voice sounded just right. "Hey, isn't this the owner of the Ingmar family who has made no contributions but still dislikes the bad food?" Everyone's eyes instantly hit Ingmar's face. At this time, Ingmar's face was white and red, and he stared at Mo Yun, then turned and went back to meditate. Nest fire. Hold your breath. We can't bear this grievance. In the next 3 days, Patriarch Ingmar felt targeted by Mo Yun everywhere. Either there was just too much salt in the food, or the sour red wine was accidentally handed to him. All this made him gnash his teeth with hatred, but he never dared to attack because of the existence of the Castro family. Soon, it was already the last day of the investigation. At this time, Patriarch Buck and the Deputy Patriarch of the Posen family, Charles, suddenly found Ingmar. "Patriarch Ingmar, there is something we want to tell you." "What's up?" Patriarch Ingmar had no good looks at his two companions at this time. All because they gave in to Mo Yun halfway, expressing their willingness to send back the traitors of the Amen family. Patriarch Ingmar would never do such a shameful thing. If the new members are sent back this time, will anyone be willing to join his family in the future? Facing Patriarch Ingmar's gaze, Charles smiled brilliantly and said in a low voice, "Patriarch Ingmar, I have already asked you clearly. This Mo Yun actually has nothing to do with the Castro family at all." "What did you say?" Ingmar was stunned for a moment, and then said coldly, "Charles, you don't think I'm stupid, do you? Now everyone thinks that this Mo Yun is the henchman of the Castro family. But in fact, this Mo Yun is giving himself momentum again." Buck on the side said, People from the Castro family said that they actually don't know this Mo Yun at all. It seems that they have been related to him since the last time the Sam family was wiped out. That cadre of the Castro family, Turner, was also Mo Yun, whom I only met at that time. What about the gift? At that time, the Sam family and the Amin family were in a state of war, and the Castro family intervened halfway. They felt sorry, so they gave some benefits to the Amin family. Really, you didn't lie to me. Ingmar was immediately furious. Could it be that he has been deceived by the bluffing Mo Yun? Of course it's true. We confirmed it to several members of the Castro family. Quote. Buck, who was on the side, also said with emotion, the Castro family is still in the rules. He even gave the Amin family the benefits. He really took a big deal. Of course, it doesn't matter who made the rules of Camp Castro. Ingmar sneered, and he seemed to have believed it halfway, but soon, a new doubt arose. Then why is he actively joining the investigation team? Buck and Charles said one after the other. Can't you see it? He has a guilty conscience and wants to take the initiative to embrace the thighs of the Castro family. You think, if he is really a direct descendant of the Castro family, why not let him manage the Amin family to win people's hearts, but ask him to join the team? If they are looking for manpower, does the Castro family need to do this? The Castro family has no shortage of people. Even if you want to train him to give him momentum, do you think he will stay in the camp to cook? Ingmar suddenly became furious. This stinky brat, who pretends to be a tiger, almost deceived us all. But soon, Ingmar calmed down again, and said, but now he seems to have really embraced the thighs of the Castro family, and we can't do anything to him. Lord Ingmar, you are too worried. Now, the relationship between him and the Castro family is not very close. But there are other parliamentary families who are very dissatisfied with him. Charles whispered something to Ingmar, which immediately brought a sneer to Ingmar's mouth. Is it Mo Yun? I have seen through your tricks. This time I will make your life worse than death. Ding, you devoured the refined blood of the monster god's Dino crocodile. Ding, you have gained 273 times the power of the tide. Ding, you have gained 219 times the ancient resistance enhancement. Ding, you have obtained 180 times the ancient blood enhancement. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the divinity of the power of the tide. Congratulations to the host. Decomposing a Beastmaster level beast in front of him instantly gave Mo Yun 2 more divinities, and the last ancient blood is obviously not far from obtaining divinity. This was the only beast king hunted during the 4-day investigation, and it was also the prey hunted by Patriarch Castro himself. Mo Yun quickly disassembled the beast king, then took a deep breath, feeling the changes in his body. In 4 days, he slaughtered more than 180 monster beasts, plus the monster beast king in front of him. At this time, the progress of the body of the god has reached 9%. The progress of God's blood is still stuck at 1%. But the biggest change is God's resistance, which took the lead in breaking through the 10% mark. At this moment, the sound of the system sounds. Congratulations to the host, the awakened divine body characteristic, ancient resistance. Mo Yun saw at this time that all his resistance to divinity was integrated into one at this time, forming a brand new and unique divine body characteristic. In his mind, an ancient fragment seemed to emerge. That seems to be the origin of the world of gods. The world is like the first catastrophe world, the karmic fire, the water that destroys the world, the bitter wind, the thunder that destroys, the heat, lava, death, silence. In the whole world, all life is doing its best to survive, and they have evolved bodies that can cope with all harsh environments, in order to resist all external aggression. Ancient resistance. Mo Yun felt that he could even control the changes in his body. After he had a thought, his skin turned into a thick hard skin like a rhinoceros. With another thought, it turned into plate armor as hard as crocodile skin. Then, there is the skin of a shark, the dense scales as delicate as a snake, the feathers as warm as a bird, and the skin of a lizard that can regulate temperature. Finally, Song changed back to his own skin. There was a slight smile on Mo Yun's face, and then he looked at the progress of the body of the god. He had a premonition that 10% of the body distance of the gods was actually not much worse. I don't know what new abilities will be gained when the body of God is increased to 10%. At this time, Mo Yun also discovered that the progress of the divine body brought by a beast king level monster god beast is even comparable to the sum of dozens of monsters and beasts combined. It seems that the devouring system values quality more than quantity. Just when Mo Yun was immersed in the aftertaste of strength improvement, a piercing voice sounded. Patriarch Mo Yun, do you dare to stand up and accept my challenge? Mo Yun raised his head and saw Patriarch Ingmar staring at him in the distance. Not far behind him were Buck and Charles. Mo Yun looked at Patriarch Ingmar with great interest. During the few days when he was concentrating on slaughtering the great cause, playing tricks on the Ingmar Patriarch became one of Mo Yun's few extracurricular leisure activities. Now, this Ingmar looks angry. Otherwise, I won't add ingredients to his dishes today, and let him have a good meal by chance. Patriarch Ingmar, you came just in time. Today's grilled lamb chops are extraordinarily fresh, this time you finally caught up. Mo Yun, don't bully people too much. As soon as he thought about the meal, Patriarch Ingmar became furious and said coldly. Patriarch Mo Yun, you have been targeting me these days. Just because I have no temper. Finding that Patriarch Ingmar didn't know how to be flattering, Mo Yun suddenly turned cold and said. Patriarch Ingmar, don't spit blood. I prepared the best lamb chops for you today with good intentions. How did it become me targeting you when it got into your mouth? Stop talking nonsense with me here. Mo Yun, do you dare to accept my challenge? Challenge? With a thought, Mo Yun smiled and said, are you sure you want to challenge me now? Certainly. Mo Yun suddenly smiled and said, everyone should have heard it, Patriarch Ingmar said he wants to challenge me. Although I really want to accept his challenge, I can't accept it. Who told me that I am now in a truce? If I remember correctly, anyone who provokes troubles during the truce should. Before Mo Yun finished speaking, Patriarch Castro's voice sounded coldly. The Ingmar family. If you provoke trouble during the truce period, you will be fined 2,000 silver coins, of which 1,000 will be handed over to the Amin family. You must collect the fine within 10 days, and I will ask someone to collect it. If you dare to commit the crime again, it will not be a fine. Money is so easy. 2,000 silver coins. This time the punishment distorted Patriarch Ingmar's face. How could he forget about the truce period? You must know that even the grilled steak of the monster god bison, which is regarded as the top luxury, only needs 5 silver coins to eat a piece at the Blackbeard bar. This time, it really made Patriarch Ingmar heartbroken. However, Patriarch Ingmar is not completely without gains. He strengthened his judgment even more. Mo Yun is just pretending to be a tiger, using the power of the Castro family to intimidate others. In fact, it is simply an embroidered pillow that is strong on the outside but dry on the inside. For these 2,000 silver coins, he must let Mo Yun use everything in the Amin family to pay back. Mo Yun, I will remember this account. Patriarch Ingmar's eyes were dark, and his tone exuded a chill. You are indeed in the truce period, but if I remember correctly, you should only have 10 days before the truce period. By that time, the Legma family will immediately declare war on the Amin family. Mo Yun was taken aback for a moment, then smiled and said, that's just right, I have the same idea. Mo Yun turned his head and said to Patriarch Castro, Major Caslo, if I win, will I be able to obtain the ranking of the Ingmar family? That's right. Mo Yun glanced at Duke and Charles again, and asked, what if I declare war on these 3 families at the same time? You can fight all families at the same time, but you can only declare war on one of them. When the other side of the declared war declares a complete defeat, you can still continue to fight other hostile families within the same day. But after 11 o'clock that night, the fighting must be stopped for a truce period, and the buffer time should not exceed 1 hour at most. Is that so? Thank you Patriarch Castro for your explanation. Mo Yun sighed, looking at Ingmar in front of him and Buck and Charles behind Ingmar. I originally wanted to declare war on the 3 of you at once, but I didn't expect that I could only declare war on one at a time. Have you decided? Do you come one by one, or all 3 together? There was an uproar all around. Did I hear you right? He actually wants to declare war on 3 middle-level families at once. He is too rampant, CHFH. I remember that the Amin family is a low middle-level family, and there is still a situation where Amin is present. Isn't the new head of the family too rampant? This Patriarch Mo Yun has been arrogant for a day or two. Don't you understand his virtues? Everyone thought it was true that from the moment Mo Yun appeared, it seemed that the words, "I don't know the heights of the sky and the earth," were written on his face. But this time, everyone is generally not optimistic about Swanyan. With a family ranked 103, and provoking 3 middle-ranked families at the same time, even with the support of the Castro family behind it, Mo Yun can't get any good results. After all, it wasn't just these 3 mid-level families that Mo Yun provoked. On one side of the camp, the face of the 7th patriarch Robin showed a gloomy and cold face. After finishing the investigation team went to Camp Cathro. The 12 council families will hand over the results of this investigation to a special person to analyze whether there will be a beast horde. For the members of the general family, all they have to do is basically distribute the spoils and go back to each family. This investigation is obviously dangerous. Judging from the emotional crying of several family members who came to pick up the patriarch, it is obvious that their patriarch will never come back. What's even more sad is that in the link of distributing spoils, these family members couldn't believe that that poor thing would be the spoils of war that their patriarch had sacrificed his life for. The sorrow and joy of all living beings turned into a sigh in Mo Yun's heart. So what about the patriarch? He is just a soldier recruited by the Castro family at any time. For the weak, living hard is the real wasteland. In contrast, Mo Yun turned to Potter who came to pick him up. "Are you here alone?" "No, I also brought 2 men with me." "Not enough, you tell them to go back and ask Gal and Karma for a car." "Need a car?" Facing Potter's doubts, Mo Yun pointed to the loot piled up behind him and said, "Why don't you carry these things back with me?" "Huh." Potter stared at the trophies dumbfounded. He knows that participating in camp activities can distribute spoils, but for ordinary families, the spoils and risks are not proportional at all. At least the original family, Amen, could only bring back very little loot. As for the things in front of him, Potter thought they were the trophies of a family of the 12 councils, and they were temporarily placed here. "Master, are these all yours?" "Of course, if it's not mine, who else could it be?" Mo Yun looked at Potter angrily. "Why? Don't you believe that the patriarch can bring back so many loot?" Mo Yun deserves to have so many trophies, after all, he works 2 jobs. But the first job as a chef doesn't come with much loot. These trophies are all brought about by the work of the butcher. Because the value of the monster gods that have passed through Mo Yun's hands has increased by at least 30% compared to before. For such benefits, the Castro family will naturally not treat Mo Yun badly. Among the 30% value of these promotions, 1/5 was given out as a reward to Mo Yun. Don't underestimate 1/5 of this 30%, it is close to 5% of the overall spoils. And all the trophies are more than 180 monsters and gods plus a monster and beast king. As for the rest of the spoils, it was naturally taken by the 12 families who contributed the most. The rest of the families, naturally, can only get a little trivial. In the store of the Emin family, the shopkeepers Gal and the goblin Karma all opened their mouths in surprise, and the rest of the family members looked at Mo Yun in admiration and almost went to worship the grass. Say something cruel. The spoils that Mo Yun brought back this time were more than all the spoils brought back by the original patriarch Emin combined. The wooden horns of the Shenmue sheep. The golden beads of the golden frog. There are also. All of them are the most sought after items. This time they will definitely sell for a lot of money. The eyes of Gal who traded Godheads were shining with money, and he couldn't wait to sell these things to satisfy his desire for trading and thirst for divine power. The body of the steel snake, this is a lovely thing. Kamasi the female goblin excitedly rummaged through the spoils. Brother Mo Yun, what contribution did you make to get so many spoils? The members of the Amen family couldn't wait to ask. If they think about it, it must be Mo Yun who has shown unparalleled strength and turned the tide in times of crisis. Afterwards, he won the unanimous approval of the families of the 12 councils, and was rewarded with many spoils of war. Mo Yun recalled, "Credit. I just cook and slaughter monsters and gods." The family members looked at each other in blank dismay, and finally came to a consistent conclusion. Brother Mo Yun is so humble. Only Porter immediately thought of the crux of the problem. No matter how you think about such a good thing as slaughtering monster gods, it is impossible for Mo Yun to do it. Of course, as a loyal servant, Potter always restrained his excess curiosity. He just needs to understand that his master can always surprise him, that's enough. At this time, Mo Yun saw the monster god bison being hung up as a commodity, and turned back to Gal. Don't sell that cow, we'll eat it tonight. Just in time, I've learned a new skill recently, let you try what is the most authentic steak. Okay. Hearing that there was steak to eat, the family members cheered immediately. In the valley of the Amen family, many gods and people ate the wild raw bandits of the monster god for the first time. Thinking back to when they were in the mortal world, many people were born noble and enjoyed all the glory and wealth. Unexpectedly, after coming to the god realm, even a monster god mouse in the wasteland might take their lives at any time. Eating a meal of steak has become quite a luxury. As a luxury item, the steak of the monster god bison naturally has its reasons. The thick divine power is contained in the blood and muscles of the monster god bison. Eating a piece of this juicy steak can increase the divine power for 10 days. Moreover, the limit is extremely low, the gods can absorb up to 50 days of divine power at one time, and the interval between 2 times is only 3 days. The coexistence of such efficacy and delicacy has naturally become a rare treasure for the gods and people. Let's toast the owner. Invited by a family member, the crowd made a toast to Mo Yun. Mo Yun also raised his glass in response. Mo Yun. At this moment, Mo Yun noticed that Julie, who was sitting next to him, seemed to want to say something. However, Julie stopped talking for a long time, but she still didn't say what she wanted to say. At this moment, Serve said for Julie, "Patriarch, I heard that you have already made an appointment with the Ingmar family, right?" "How do you know?" Mo Yun looked at Seves curiously. "Now the entire Castro camp knows." Porter explained to Mo Yun. Originally in the Cathro camp, the battle between two ordinary families could not be more normal. No one would care about the family war of a family ranked last. But this Vietnam War spread unexpectedly, making people unclear why. The more this is the case, the more attention it receives, and the wider it spreads. So in the end, it even spread throughout the Castro camp. Mo Yun nodded and said, "The reason why I called Gal and Karma from the store is to talk about this matter. Why? After the truce ends, we will immediately go to war with the Ingmar family. It is even possible to fight the Buck and Pusan families at the same time." After hearing Mo Yun's words, the family members couldn't help but panic. Only then did they realize that this meal of meat was not so delicious. "Brother Mo Yun, the Ingmar family has several sons of gods. Will we be their opponents?" Mo Yun smiled. "Son of God, he actually has 4 here." No wonder family members panicked. Mo Yun's promotion to the Son of God has not been announced to the family members yet. Including the promotion of Porter, Seves and Julie, it was also not announced. Although Julie is more beautiful and has a more noble temperament than before, she generally does not remind people of the bloodline evolution of the Son of God. As for the snake girl Seves, the changes have been great, but it has let the family members know that she has obtained blood evolution. But likewise, no one thought of the son of Yin Sheng Shen. Because the two things themselves are not necessarily related. "Patriarch, is there anything we can do?" Gal and Karma asked Mo Yun quickly at this time. "You can continue to operate the store for a few days. But during the days of war, don't continue to operate, so as not to cause trouble." Mo Yun explained the relevant matters to the family members again. Although it is necessary to despise the enemy strategically, the enemy must still be taken seriously in terms of specific tactics. The more critical the moment, the less we should take it lightly. Just when Mo Yun was making arrangements, a family member came in to report. "Brother Mo Yun, a strange guy came outside. She said that she is called Shadow, and she can help the Emin family when they are in crisis." Vina. Mo Yun smiled slightly. After all, the fish couldn't help biting the hook. Soon, Wei Na was invited into the family. Mo Yun noticed that her form today was not the same as usual, she was really like a shadow wandering in the air. Mo Yun let the others continue the dinner and arrange the family war, while he invited Wei Na to the bonfire in the camp to talk alone. "I don't know if Miss Wei Na came to visit late at night, what do you want to do with me?" "Shameless." The shadow girl behind the hood scolded Mo Yun unceremoniously, and said coldly, "You still have time to make fun of me at this time. Do you know that your Amen family is about to end?" "Oh, there is such a thing. I really don't know." "Huh, you really have a big heart." Not only do you want to declare war with the Ingmar family, but you also have to deal with the Buck and Pusin families at the same time. I'm afraid you don't even know how to write the word, death. Don't think that you have some ability. You can run rampant in the Castro camp. In the wasteland, there is no family that is easy to mess with. Underestimate your opponent, and you will definitely die without a place to die. After a pause, the girl Wei Na said with great air, but after I join, you will have the capital to fight against the Ingmar family. How about it, don't you feel very happy? You, facing Mo Yun's doubts, Wei Na quickly said angrily, I am very strong, and the average son of God can't do anything against me. Not everyone is as abnormal as you. My combat power is at least comparable to that of you. A son of God. Of course, in return for helping me. You just need to help me gain divinity. Mo Yun couldn't help laughing. Of course I can help you obtain divinity, as long as you are willing to join my family. In fact, it is not only about obtaining divinity, I can help you with many unexpected things. Wei Na was angry, and said angrily, did you make a mistake? I am saving you now. Do you know if I save you again? You actually asked me to join your family. Help me. Mo Yun smiled lightly. You don't really think that I will need your help? Wei Na immediately exploded with anger. What do you mean? I'm giving you a helping hand in a timely manner with good intentions. You are so ungrateful. Do you know that all the families in the Castro camp are waiting to see your jokes? Of course I appreciate this kindness. But good intentions are good intentions, and transactions are transactions. Is this one code? Mo Yun felt that the shadow in the cloak was trembling with anger, and he couldn't help shrugging. Sorry, I'm just such a selfish, profit-seeking person. You idiot, I want to see how you will die in the end. Seeing that Wei Na is leaving, Mo Yun is not in a hurry. It is normal for a hooked fish to struggle a bit. A good fisherman must be patient. Mo Yun focused his attention on the tomahawk steak grilling over the campfire, which was almost done, so he smeared a little seasoning on it. Kai Lu. Mo Yun suddenly heard the sound of swallowing saliva coming from beside him. Mo Yun turned his head, looked at Wei Na who had gone and returned with interest, and asked. How about some food? HMPH. I only ate it if you insisted on asking me to eat it. Otherwise, I wouldn't eat it. While talking, Wei Na took the tomahawk steak and bit off a large piece with an awe. Mo Yun can judge from the chewing sound in the hood that the owner of the sound is eating quite satisfactorily at this time. You did this. I heard that the people in the Castro camp said that you are the head of the cook. I didn't expect what they said to be true. The girl Wei Na commented on Mo Yun while eating, and finally said lazily, of course, I won't eat you for nothing. Although I don't plan to help you fight the Ingmar family. But, I can help you protect those weak gods and people of your family a little bit. How about it? Does it feel like you've made a lot of money? As long as you provide me with enough divine steaks every day for the next few days. Wei Na offered what she thought were quite generous terms. If she hadn't eaten delicious food for too long, she wouldn't be so generous. The god of oath ceremony last time almost wiped out her family fortune. In the past few days, I have been thinking about divine things again, and have not accepted the bounty hunter's list. Coupled with the extravagant spending style, she is already destitute at this time. It has been several days since she drank her favorite Castro red wine. Beautiful thinking. Mo Yun unceremoniously rejected Wei Na's proposal. Ah, you don't agree to that. You are a miser like a snail. You have a stubborn head like a turtle. Don't I even deserve this? Unless you join the family, nothing else can be discussed. Mo Yun took out the grilled steak and said, get out of the way, don't get in the way. Don't stand in the way, you know. Hey, leave me another one. Ah, there is still Castello red wine. Give me a bottle. The matter of 10 days is almost like a snap of the fingers in the world of gods. During these 10 days, there were only 2 major events at Camp Castro. The first thing is the arrival of the beast horde. According to the reaction of the 12 council families, many families have a faint feeling that the beast horde may really appear. The families hurriedly made preparations to strengthen the defense of the family camp, and the prices of various defensive materials soared. And the second big event is the family war between Mo Yun and the Ingmar family. If it is normal, there are not many families fighting each other to the death that day. But in this period when the beast tide is coming, there are only 3 families that are still focusing on internal fighting, Mo-yun and Ingmar. Therefore, the family war that ranks at the bottom may even become the #1 hotspot in the Castro camp. In the tense interval of preparing for the beast tide, the gods and people's need for relaxation is even higher. So, as soon as they learned that the truce period of the Emin family was over, the Ingmar family immediately declared war, and when they directly led their troops to kill the Emin family, these idol gods rushed to the front of the Emin family. Find a suitable location to watch. It is said that idlers are terrible, but compared with the gods who have almost endless years, they are simply nothing. So, when the idlers from half of the families in the Castro camp were present, and all the spectators from the 12 council families gathered, the patriarch of the Ingmar family, Ingmar, led the elite members of the family, and rushed to the valley of the Emin family. Chapter 101. The elites of the Ingmar family are mobilizing. It seems that the Emin family is in danger this time. There is a gap in strength between the two. Now it depends on the Mo-yun patriarch Bimon. But I think Zon, Emin's title of the strongest god in Camp Cathro, is not for nothing. The spectators sentenced the Emin family to death one after another. After all, when Emin was here, the Emin family and the Ingmar family could not be compared. The Ingmar family ranks 54th among all families. This is a family that takes the elite line. All the members of the family add up to only 40 people, which is not even as good as the previous Emin family. But among the 40 people, there are 5 sons of God in total. The rest of the gods are also quite powerful people among the gods. For example, the 3 gods who defected from the Emin family to the Ingmar family are all at the candidate level of the speaker in the Emin family. But this time, the 40 family members of the Ingmar family were mobilized, and 4 of the 5 sons of gods were mobilized directly. Not to mention that there are still people from the Buck family and the Pusan family who have not yet arrived. Everyone feels it. The Emin family is really going to be doomed this time. In the gale of the wilderness, Ingmar looked coldly at the mouth of the valley. He had been waiting for this moment for a long time. The humiliation suffered when investigating the team will be returned 1,000 times and 100 times at this time. Patriarch, the Buck family and the Pusan family will arrive soon, should you wait for them. This time, of course, the Ingmar family was in charge of the main attack, and both the Buck family and the Pusan family expressed that they would send out manpower for support. But maybe it was because Patriarch Ingmar was too excited, so the team moved too fast, and the reinforcements from the other 2 families had just left. Wait no more, Patriarch Ingmar said coldly. We are enough to deal with the trash of the Emin family. They came late, and naturally they will lose their share of the assets of the Emin family. The master is right. The members of the Ingmar family felt that they had won the battle. Ingmar smiled confidently, and he was also confident, ready to attack. However, when the members of the Ingmar family were about to launch an attack, 2 cloaked men suddenly flew down from the sky. The onlookers immediately recognized that this was a member of the Castro family. Everyone couldn't help being very surprised. Could it be that the Castro family actually wants to end up supporting the Emin family in person? Under the eyes of everyone, the 2 cloaked men said to Ingmar, Master Ingmar, we're here to collect the fine. Ingmar was stunned for a moment, and then almost vomited 3 liters of blood. Don't accept it early, don't accept it late, come at a later time. I'm going to your uncle's Castro family. Didn't you bring it? The tone of the 2 cloaked men became less polite. I have it. I always have it with me. Ingmar painfully took out a purse that he carried with him. This purse was made by a god with a space godhead, and it contained 100 times the normal volume and 1% of the weight. At this time, Ingmar poured out the silver coins in the purse. A cloaked man casts his power, and all the silver flies into the sky. Another cloaked man took out 2 big sacks, and evenly divided the silver coins into the 2 sacks. Then, a cloaked man picked up one of the sacks and flew over the valley entrance. Master Mo-yun, this is the fine you deserve. Mo-yun took the compensation that belonged to him, and said with a smile on his face, thank you. You're welcome. The 2 cloaked men flew away with bags of silver coins in their hands. Before leaving, they left a sentence. You can continue now. The members of the Ingmar family were still covering their faces at this moment. Shame. Since they became gods, they have never encountered such a shameful thing. especially under the witness of so many spectators and so many viewers. It is estimated that they have lost their face for hundreds of years this time. All the idlers from the family watching were already laughing up and down at this time. When the two armies are at war, they must first pay the other side a fine of 1,000 silver coins. Simply, this trip really didn't come in vain. Hey, it's been a long time since I encountered such a happy thing, ha ha ha, I laughed so hard. Me too, ha ha ha, I haven't been this happy for 100 years. Patriarch Ingmar, there really is him. Patriarch Ingmar blushed completely at this moment, and he felt like a dwarf clown performing a funny show in the Blackbeard bar. He is also stupid. I already knew that Mo Yun would hug the Castro family's thigh again, so why didn't he take the initiative to pay the fine instead of waiting for the other party to collect it? Well, this time, the other party picked the most coincidental time to collect the fine. The morale of the family has apparently plummeted to freezing point. After scolding himself 100 times in his heart, Patriarch Ingmar looked coldly at Mo Yun on the sentry post in the valley. The shame he has suffered must be repaid with Mo Yun's blood. Attack, crush them. Perhaps because of shame, Patriarch Ingmar's yelling was extraordinarily powerful, and the family members were also very active. At this time, a son of God, Yingren, took the lead to fly to the sky. He spread his wings and went straight to the most important Mo Yun. At this moment, a bolt of lightning fell from the sky. It's the son of God of the Amen family. The son of God of the Amen family has appeared. Someone among the spectators said immediately. Does the Amen family have a son of God? Nonsense. Isn't the new head of the Amen family, Mo Yun, the son of God? Do you really think that he is just a chef? This thunder is very powerful. Is this his power? But then, to everyone's surprise, it wasn't Mo Yun who flew out from the Amen family, but a woman. Upon closer inspection, she turned out to be a beauty wearing a purple robe, outlining an extremely graceful figure, and at the same time exuding a noble temperament. She opened her palm and sent a dazzling thunderlight at Yingren. Yingren hurriedly barely dodged the thunderlight, and looked at the opposite woman very vigilantly. The spectators immediately became lively. Are there any other sons of gods in the Amen family? How did I not know about this? This person looks familiar to me. Wait a minute, isn't she Julie from the Amen family? That's right, that's Julie. It really is her. She's much more beautiful than before, and her temperament is more mature. I didn't recognize her at first. When did she break through as the son of God? Lightning. Julie let out a soft drink, and lightning flashed on the purple mage robe, as if she had turned into a tower of lightning, and countless bolts of lightning were quickly released from Julie's hands. Thunder and lightning have a natural restraint on Yingren. Yingren hastily and carefully dodged the lightning, and at the same time quickly approached Julie. At the same time, Yingmen's wings exude a rich and heavy black light, which is his divinity. Steel feather. At this time, there was a slight smile on the corner of Julie's mouth. Among the spectators, someone who knew Julie said thoughtfully, I remember that Julie's ability seems to be more than lightning. As soon as the words fell, the tattoo on Julie's forehead exuded a bright purple light, and then a powerful force gathered in her hands. Storm. Ah! The strong storm immediately swept the air current in the air, trapping Yingren in the vortex. In the storm, the flashing electric light shuttled like an electric snake, giving Yingren the ultimate electric baptism. The surrounding gods all praised. The son of the eagle god of the Ingmar family is no match for Julie at all. Why didn't I know before that there is such a beautiful and strong Amen family? Someone who is familiar with Julie said, actually, Julie should have made a breakthrough long ago. I heard that she was not weaker than Amen at first. Later, she sacrificed herself and gave up all her resources to Amen. Just when the spectators were amazed, the Ingmar family was not calm. Lalu. A woman shouted Yingren's name. Apparently she and Yingren seemed to be a divine couple. But just when she was going to help Yingren, she was stopped by the Ingmar family. Don't worry about Lalu, he still insists on living. First arrest Mo Yun, and then the Amen family will be defeated. As Ingmar spoke, he leapt up to the heights of the valley. The woman gritted her teeth, feeling that what Patriarch Ingmar said was not unreasonable. Then, like a gust of wind, she moved in front of Mo Yun with a few movements. But at this moment, a jet black light flashed. Well, The woman stared at the dagger piercing her heart with wide eyes, not knowing when her enemy approached her. If you want to get close to the master, you have to pass me first. Potter makes a move, kills one person immediately. Tracy. The Yingman who was treated by the storm immediately let out a painful howl, but he could only watch helplessly as his divine companion fell to the ground. Mo Yun glanced at the female son of God who fell in front of him, Che, and glanced at the ruthless Potter. Potter really doesn't know what it means to be sympathetic. It seems that women only affect the speed of your knife, right? Another son of God. Seeing the second son of God appearing in the Emin family, he even killed the speedy son of God of the Egmar family on the spot. The audience was in an uproar at this time. I thought this would be a crushing of the Amin family by the Ingmar family. Unexpectedly, in such a short period of time, the Ingmar family was trapped and died. These two people can really be called a pair of fateful Mandarin ducks. Potter, the half-step godson of the Amin family, unexpectedly broke through. If it's him, he should have broken through long ago. It's like the fighting power of a top fighter among the gods, the son of God who hasn't broken through. It's much stronger than the son of God who broke through Chi Chong. It's a pity for Potter to stay in the Amin family. Our Robin family is actually more suitable for him. The voices of all the people quieted down one after another, and they heard it faintly. Mo Yun also offended the 7th-ranked Robin family. Tracy. Mo Yun. The Amin family. I want you to be wiped out. Seeing that the family lost an important son of God, the Ingmar family swung their long sword, and a sword shadow rushed towards Potter. Then, another son of God came to Mo Yun's side. Doomhammer. This son of God is an ogre, huge and cumbersome, but the martial arts displayed are quite impressive, and it seems to be quite a powerful divinity. Mo Yun put his hand on the handle of the knife, and just as he was about to strike, a figure suddenly floated in front of Mo Ku. I will help you solve it. As long as you help me. Think beautifully. Mo Yun unceremoniously rejected Wei Na's proposal. Ah, miser, I'm so mad. Wielding a scythe, Wei Na seemed to mistook the ogre for Mo Yun, and slashed at it. The ogre, who was not very bright-minded, was immediately attracted to Wei Na's hatred, and a destruction hammer hit Wei Na's body but passed through her body. Obviously, Wei Na's ability has a good restraint against pure power blows. Again, phew, it's not the son of God this time. Let me tell you, it's so possible that the Amin family will have a 4th son of God. He looks like a bounty hunter from Camp Castro, Ren. For Wei Na's appearance, the spectators thought it was normal. It is not uncommon to hire mercenaries in family wars. If it weren't for the Castro family to formulate the rules, the original family war would not follow the rules, but only divide the results. As long as you can afford the price, there will naturally be mercenaries working for you. Being able to fight against the Son of God with the strength of the people of the gods, the reputation of the shadow seems to be full of gold. Over there, the battle between Patriarch Ingmar and Potter also came to an end. Get out of here. A ray of light fell from the sword in Ingmar's hand, and there were countless white lights falling at the same time. There was a slight sound in the air, and Potter fled far away, leaving a pool of blood on the ground. After all, Patriarch Ingmar is the son of a veteran god, and his strength is not something that only Potter, who has 200 years of divine power, can compete with. Mo Yun, is it fun to hide behind and be a turtle? You should have no other means. Kneel down. Holy Flame Knight. At this time, a war horse composed of holy light appeared under the crotch of Patriarch Ingmar. He slung the war horse and slashed at Mo Yun with a sword in his hand. Mo Yun took a deep breath and put his hand on the handle of the knife again. However, at this moment, a figure with blue crystal scales stood in front of Mo Yun. Mo Yun sighed. It seems that I have no chance to make a move today. Frost and cold. Whispers of the old gods. From Seviz's mouth, a strong cold wind spewed out, unexpectedly stopping Patriarch Ingmar's blow several meters away. The audience was in an uproar again at this time. Again, another son of God. Who the hell is this? I heard that there used to be a snake girl named Service in the Emin family. Don't tell me, she is the snake girl from the Emin family. I recognize Julie's breakthrough son of God. I also recognize Potter's breakthrough God's son. A snake goddess, how can she break through the son of God? She can't possibly be the snake goddess of the Amin family. That's right, I think she should be the son of God who has just joined the Emin family. I have never seen such a beautiful snake girl. Her bloodline is far more noble than the average snake girl. I will never forget it once I see it. I'm sure I haven't seen it. I've seen Sevas, the snake girl of the Emin family. It's not her. Just when everyone agreed that the ice blue long-haired snake girl in front of her was a new member of the Emin family, someone whispered in. You said, would it have evolved? This sentence made everyone stunned for a moment. Don't say it, it's really possible. When I thought of Sevas, who was just an ordinary beauty, turned into such a delicate blue beauty. Many people even have the idea of finding a snake girl to become a godly couple, hoping that the other party is a potential stock capable of bloodline evolution. At this time, another human said, if you say that, do you think that Julie is also a bloodline evolution? What? Everyone quickly looked at Julie, and suddenly felt that this possibility was not impossible. Storm. Coming. At this time, a bolt of lightning accompanied by the rolled-up storm landed on Lalu the eagle, who was troubled by the tornado. Yingren Lalu had no way to avoid it, he could only watch helplessly as the thunder light hit him. Ah! With a miserable cry, Yingmen fell from the sky. The gods and couples of the Ingmar family both fell. Julie took a deep breath, the powerful force reassuring her. But God knows how much she paid for such power. Looking at Mo Yun, Julie's gaze became complicated again. Spell-breaking blade. Patriarch Ingmar swung his sword and collided violently with the ice shield. Before coming to the Emin family, Ingmar would never have thought of it anyway. What is waiting for him is not a hearty victory, but a battle that is hindered by the snake girl. Sevas's divine power is naturally inferior to Ingmar's, but the powerful blood of the frost snake saintess gives her a strength that exceeds the display of divine power. The frost froze on Ingmar's body, making him shy and unable to stretch his body. At most, he can only use 70% to 80% of his strength. Storm. Ingmar was startled and dodged suddenly. A storm had just landed at his position just now. And at this moment, there was a loud bang, and the ogre, the son of God, fell down. It's not that Wei Na's strength can easily kill the son of God, but that Potter reappeared and dealt the ogre a fatal blow. Cooperated well. Potter. Cooperate. Didn't I kill him alone? What does it have to do with you? Potter said to Wei Na. The shadow girl in the cloak was once again trembling with anger. This Potter. As annoying as his master. After I become a child of God, see if I don't let you all kneel under this girl's skirt. Potter ignored Wei Na, who was sulking, picked up the dagger again and walked towards Ingmar. There was a freshly bandaged wound on Potter's stomach, but the clothes were still bright red. Ingmar, I will return this revenge to you right now. No one expected that the family war between the 103rd ranked Aemon family and the 54th ranked Ingmar family would be such a situation. Who would have thought that the Aemon family would suddenly produce a son of God? And none of them are idlers. In contrast, the son of God of the Ingmar family is simply not at the same level in terms of combat effectiveness. At this time, the three sons of gods joined hands to kill Patriarch Ingmar. Mo Yun didn't expect that in this family war, he didn't even have a chance to take action. Sure enough, the master is lonely. He couldn't even beat his own men. The dignified Ingmar family, that's all. Mo Yun simply sat comfortably on the chair, looked at the increasingly embarrassed Patriarch Ingmar, and said leisurely, Elsa, pour me a cup of black tea. When the head of the Ingmar family in the bloody battle saw Mo Yun crossing his legs, sipping black tea while watching himself and others fighting bloody battles, he almost vomited blood. Cloud, I want you to die. Mo Yun couldn't help shaking his head and sighing. The more precarious this situation is, the more we should calmly find a way to solve the situation. Obviously, Patriarch Ingmar didn't understand this truth. Patriarch Ingmar, who was swayed by his emotions, left three troublesome enemies in front of him to fight towards Mo Yun, which was exactly tantamount to completely exposing his back to his opponent. Lightning, paralysis, bone piercing, frost spike. Patriarch Ingmar's body was paralyzed and stiff, and then Potter stabbed at the most vital parts, and his body's movements became completely sluggish. Then, a huge ice spike protruded from the ground, piercing through his body. Looking at Mo Yun, who was close at hand, the Ingmar family spat out several mouthfuls of blood. I'm not reconciled. I'm not reconciled. I've been fooled by a piece of trash like you. If he waits for the son of God of the Barker family and the Pusan family, he will definitely be able to kill Mo Yun here. At this time, he was already more inclined to think that Mo Yun was basically an auxiliary Godhead. Mo Yun's own power was not strong, but he could make other sons of God stronger. Oh, Mo Yun put down the black tea, walked up to Ingmar, and said with a smile, "You don't think I'm not your opponent, do you?" Mo Yun stretched out his hand and grabbed Patriarch Ingmar's neck. The power of the mountain. At this time, Patriarch Ingmar discovered in horror that this hand was no less than his own in terms of strength or divine power. That's impossible. He couldn't believe all this at all. Obviously he didn't feel any powerful aura from Mo Yun. Mo Yun smiled, because concealment is also a part of ancient resistance. At the earliest, his silent and hidden divinity can hide part of his strength. But now, all the resisting divinities have gathered into a powerful divine body characteristic. Ancient resistance. For those ancient creations, hiding one's minions from being noticed by prey is also a necessary ability to survive in a terrible environment. Crack. Mo Yun pinched the neck of Patriarch Ingmar, declaring that the Amen family has won the family war. The rest is the final stage. All the people present were astonished. Patriarch Ingmar actually died just like that. Ding, are you devouring the blood of ordinary human gods? The sudden system boost sound did not surprise Mo Yun. Since the blood of monster gods can be devoured, then the blood of gods should also be able to be devoured. Mo Yun immediately said, "Swallow." Ding, you devoured the blood of ordinary human gods. Ding, you have gained 120 times the power of the holy light. Ding, you have gained 80 times the mastery of light elements. Mo Yun waited for a while, and when he found out that the enhancement obtained was only this little, he couldn't help but let out a speechless voice in his heart. Gone. That's it. The patriarch of the dignified Ingmar family, the son of God who has 500 years of divine power, actually gave himself such a benefit. Ingmar never expected it. Even if he is dead, he will be squeezed out of the last value of 467 by Mo Yun again. And also disgusted. But it's no wonder that Mo Yun dislikes Patriarch Ingmar. According to the god of monsters, the Beastmaster is equivalent to the son of God among the gods. Well, since the Beastmaster has a refined bloodline, you, a son of God with 500 years of divine power, should be a refined bloodline, right? As a result, I never expected that, not to mention compared with the Beast King, even compared with the general monsters, gods and beasts, it was not much stronger. Mo Yun thought for a while, and probably thought of the reason. This should be related to the way of cultivation. The power of monster gods is more pure, and their power basically comes from the calendar area in the blood. In contrast, most of the power of the gods comes from the Godhead. Therefore, there is not much power that can be devoured from the blood. In addition, this probably has something to do with bloodlines. If the target is changed to Elsa of the Holy Spirit, or Sevas who devours the Saintess of the Frost Serpent, I'm afraid the benefits are quite different. It seems that the devouring system should also be a blood-only guy. Taking a look at Ingmar, who was dressed as an aristocrat, Mo Yun couldn't help laughing. Sure enough, the more a person lacks something, the more he emphasizes something. Ingmar, who dresses up as a nobleman, seems to feel inferior to her ordinary blood. But Mo Yun also came to a conclusion. Compared with the people of the gods and the sons of the gods, the blood of the devouring monster god is more valuable. Of course, if there is a chance to devour higher-level gods in the future, Mo Yun feels that they may not disappoint him. After solving Ingmar, Mo Yun looked at the remaining gods and people of the Ingmar family, and said coldly, "Ingmar is dead. Will you kneel down and surrender, or continue to resist?" A small number of members of the Ingmar family chose to submit, but most of them seemed unable to accept submitting to Mo Yun, and fled far away. Mo Yun smiled coldly. He had memorized all the rules of family warfare in Camp Castro, and there was a rule in the rules that the number of prisoners killed could not exceed 1/10 of the total number of prisoners. So Mo Yun asked this question just now. Because the regulations specified that only those who surrendered were considered prisoners, and those who continued to choose to fight were still regarded as potential threats. Although it may be more in the interests of the family to recruit the prisoners of the Ingmar family. But Mo Yun decided to use this battle to announce the arrival of the Emin family to all the families in the Castro camp. Potter, Sevis, Julie. All those who try to escape will be executed. Sure enough, the strength and thunderous means displayed by the Aemon family surprised all spectators. Starting today, all the families in the Castro camp have remembered the name of the new head of the Aemon family. After ending the war at the mouth of the valley, Moyun immediately brought Potter, Julie, and several family members to the Ingmar family. When Patriarch Ingmar died in battle, all the members of his family, including the 3 sons of God, were killed or captured. The entire Ingmar family was greatly shaken. Soon, Ingmar's only remaining son of God and a dozen of God's people chose to surrender. Lord Moyun, Gutness is willing to submit and become a loyal servant of the Aemon family from now on. The sons of God who surrendered to Moyun were the consorts of Ingmar, 10 women who still have charm. Moyun found a taste called hunger and thirst from her eyes looking at her. If Julie is a chaste and strong woman, then it is obvious that this son of God named Guinness is the opposite of Julie. Before the bones of her original mate Ingmar were dry, she couldn't wait to stare at herself. Potter on the side whispered, "Master, this Guinness originally had her own family. Then Ingmar married her, and her original family disbanded with all the elite and wealth to join the Ingmar family. Besides, before Ingmar, she has already died 2 former divine couples, so she has accumulated a lot of wealth." Moyun wiped a cold sweat. Unexpectedly, the world of gods also has a way of finding a rich woman to make a fortune. However, although this Guinness looks passable, she really doesn't suit Moyun's taste. Moyun hurriedly said, "Gwyneth, I accept your surrender. From now on, you only have to obey Julie's orders." Gutness glanced at Moyun with some resentment. The handsome young patriarch was just what she liked. But when she saw the elegant and gorgeous Julie, she knew the reason why Moyun was not interested in her. Although she prides herself on her good looks, her charm still exists. But compared with Julie, who also has the style of a lady and a beauty but is graceful, it is nothing like mud. But Gutness did not give up so simply. She also has her own magic weapon. Gutness took out a ledger and said, "Patriarch, this is all the property of the Ingmar family. I am in charge of managing it. Please look it over." Moyun took the ledger handed over by Gutness, flipped through it casually, and froze for a moment. Moyun thought that the Ingmar family might be poor. Although the strength of the Ingmar family is second to none among the surrounding families. But in fact its territory in the wilderness is minimal. Therefore, it is difficult for them to provide the gods and people with room to display, and they can only take the elite route. This is also the reason why the Ingmar family only has 40 members. When sharing the loot with the Sam family back then, the Ingmar family wanted half of the Aemon family's territory with open mouth. All this makes Moyun feel that the Ingmar family is not rich. But after Moyun read the bill, he realized that the Ingmar family was actually so rich. The reason why it is small in the wasteland is because the main industries of the Ingmar family are all in the Castro camp. In the Castro camp, they owned a warehouse, 5 shops, and a large hotel. In contrast, the Aemon family only has 1 poor shop. Moyun couldn't help but glanced at Gutness again, who gave Moyun a few winks, making the corners of Moyun's mouth twitch slightly. No wonder Ingmar didn't want to work hard. This rich woman is really fat. Then came to the Castro camp, after taking over the shops, warehouses and hotels of the Ingmar family. Moyun had an idea at this time. He decided to use this large enough hotel as the new base camp of the Aemon family. When Moyun expressed her decision, Julie immediately had objections. "Don't you already want to betray the wasteland and the Aemon family? How can this be called betrayal?" Moyun looked at Julie and asked, "Let me ask you, how much benefit can the Aemon family's territory bring to the family? And how much benefit did I bring to the family last time?" Julie was speechless for a moment. The spoils that Moyun obtained last time were enough to eclipse the earnings of the Aemon family in the wilderness in the past year. There are a lot more this year, but most of them are hunted by Moyun and Elsa. Compared with the monster gods on the border of the Castro camp, the monster gods in the Aemon family territory are naturally much lower in terms of danger and price. That's why I decided to put the new family center in this inn. If the Aemon family wants to develop, it is absolutely impossible to develop successfully only by relying on primitive hunting. Moyun really wanted to develop the Aemon family. But he worked hard to become the patriarch of the Amen family, and the fundamental purpose of improving the family status was to make himself stronger. There are only two best solutions for him to become stronger now. The first one is to improve his divine body. The improvement of the divine body by regular training and strengthening is already very weak, but the devouring system needs a suitable opportunity. It is obviously too risky for him to challenge the dangerous wilderness by himself. But there are always opportunities. For example, the news about the beast horde is gradually spreading in the Castro camp. The second solution is to increase divine power. No matter when it comes, it is definitely not a loss to increase your divine power. But to enhance the divine power, you need Huishan stone, or materials like Huishan stone. The best way to get Huishan stone is to buy it. Many times many problems, money is the best solution to the problem. It is true that this time the annexation of the Ingmar family has gained a considerable amount of wealth, and there are more than 10,000 silver coins in circulation alone. But this is not enough for Mo Yun. What he needs is Huishan stone worth 100,000 silver coins like the Sam family to help him improve his cultivation. And as the realm rises, the wealth he needs may increase. If you rely on robbing, there will be a lot of trouble, and it is also very inefficient. Mo Yun is very clear about a truth. That is, no matter where you are, the best way to get rich is to do business. How can you make more money by doing business? As for what business to do, Mo Yun blinked. It seems that there is no need to think about this problem at all. Starting today, the back of this hotel will be used as the new camp of the Amen family. As for the front, I decided to transform it into a restaurant and provide paid slaughtering services. Dining room. Everyone looked at each other in blank dismay, and Sevas couldn't help asking, but the owner, if we are opening a restaurant, where can we find a suitable chef? Me, master, the big guy was stunned immediately. The owner of the dignified family is actually the chef of the restaurant. It's too cheap to say it. Mo Yun doesn't care what face is, in front of strength, face is not even a fart. However, it is not appropriate for him to be in charge of the back kitchen, so Mo Yun said, from today on, all of you, take turns to learn cooking skills from me. Everyone was dumbfounded. For many people in the God realm, kitchens are only done by lowly races. For example, what kind of races are halflings and mushroom people? It's not enough for Mo Yun to be the chef himself, so he wants them to help him. Patriarch, I think my abilities can be used in more useful places. Potter said first. That, Patriarch, can I do other work? Sevas also prevaricated. Instead, Julie said, if it can really help the Amen family grow stronger, I can help. Elsa also said, me too. Elsa is willing to help herself in Mo Yun's expectation, but Julie makes Mo Yun a little surprised. Mo Yun said lightly, all right, I have some new insights recently. There are too many people to teach, and I really can't save them. Hearing this, Potter's intestines turned green, and he said quickly, Master, I suddenly feel that my ability is used to chop melons and vegetables. It seems to complement each other very well. Please give me this opportunity no matter what, let me serve by your side. Patriarch, Sevas is also willing to give everything to you. Mo Yun smiled and began to arrange the next work. Just because he plans to open a restaurant in Camp Castro doesn't mean Mo Yun has given up on the wilderness. For many family members, an element of the wilderness is integral to them. Naturally, Mo Yun arranged for these people in the family's camp. Mo Yun, the base camp here, also does not need idlers. He made Elsa and Sevas a group, Potter and Julie a group, and the two groups took turns every half a week to manage family affairs in the wilderness. As for Gutness, Mo Yun originally wanted to throw her to the wilderness camp. But after discovering that she has strong financial management ability and the wonderful wealth related, saving God, she was decided to be the family's finance minister. Everything is in order, but Mo Yun still needs to solve a few problems before the restaurant can open. The first is to submit to the family council the proof that the Amen family annexed the Ingmar family. Because there are many people who have witnessed this family war, the process is very simple. The remaining problem is to deal with a certain Miss Wei Na who desperately wants to give her divinity, and the problems of the Buck family and the Pusin family. Patriarch, people from the Buck family and the Pusin family have come. Let them in. Among the two people who walked into the hotel, one was Charles, whom Mo Yun knew. After seeing Mo Yun at this time, Charles smiled dryly twice. The other is the representative of the Buck family, who is also a child of God, and seems to be a senior cadre of the Buck family. As soon as he entered the door, Charles said, "Patriarch Mo Yun, the traitor of the Amen family has already been sent back to you. Is it enough to send it back?" Mo Yun looked at the two people in front of him, and said coldly, "Why didn't Patriarch Pusen and Patriarch Buck come in person? Could it be that they are not giving me face? Patriarch Mo Yun, please calm your anger, please calm your anger. Our Patriarch Pusen is just unable to come in person because of an urgent matter. So is Patriarch Buck." Seeing Charles and the Buck family envoy talking flatteringly, Mo Yun couldn't help but smile slightly in his heart. Sure enough, the most important thing in the wasteland is strength. When you are strong enough, the once arrogant enemies will humbly ask for your forgiveness. Mo Yun said lightly, "I don't care if they didn't come because of something important, but I feel disrespected. Although I let you go during the family war, it doesn't mean that I forgot that you and the Ingmar family declared war on me. Now, the Ingmar family no longer exists. After a 1-month truce, the next family that no longer exists, I don't know which family it will be." "Absolutely," Charles shouted hastily, "Patriarch Mo Yun. Our Pusen family has deeply realized our mistakes, and please forgive us for our ignorance and mistakes no matter what." The emissary of the Buck family also hurriedly said, "Patriarch Mo Yun, the Buck family will definitely give you a satisfactory compensation. I hope you will raise your hand and rebuild friendship with the Buck family." Satisfactory compensation. A smile appeared on the corner of Mo Yun's mouth. This is what he was waiting for. He didn't have time to spare, and in the next 2 months, he would look for these two families to carry out family wars. The only ones who are really seen by Mo Yun are the families that rank above him. But he didn't intend to let these two families go easily. "How about this, since you are talking about compensation? Then I will set a price. Just pay 5,000 silver coins for a traitor." 5,000. 5,000 silver coins for a traitor. The two screamed one after the other. In the Castro camp, this is not a small amount of money, it is almost half a year's income for an ordinary family. Especially the representatives of the Buck family, their faces turned green. The Pusen family only accepted one traitor from the Emin family, but they accepted two. Thinking about it now, they were really fooled by lard. What's so good about the defectors of the Amen family? One can be worth as much as 5,000 silver coins. Patriarch Mo Yun, you are too. Open corner bracket. Too little. Then 8,000. The representative of the Buck family, the imposing son of God, almost lost his temper. Too much deception. It's just too deceiving. Others bargain for a lower price, why do you still raise the price? Patriarch Mo Yun, you also. Charles was halfway through speaking. Seeing that Mo Yun rolled his eyes and seemed to want to raise the price, he quickly said, 5,000 silver coins is 5,000 silver coins. Can you let me go back and discuss with the owner? Mo Yun said very seriously, but I have already said what I said about the 8,000 silver coins. How dare you ask me to go back on my word? Charles and the envoy of the Bagong tribe were about to vomit blood. I already know that Mo Yun is shameless. I didn't expect to be so shameless. Who is it wrong for them to provoke, but why such a shameless fellow? After some bargaining, the compensation of the Pusen family was finally set at 6,000 silver coins. As for the Barker family, Mo Yun also gave a small change, and only received 11,999 silver coins. At this time, one of the heads of the two is bigger than the other, and it took such a lot of effort. If I knew it earlier, I might as well just agree to 5,000. Remember, within a week, send the compensation, otherwise, in the next month, I will not be sure whether your family still exists. The two left in a daze, and returned to the family to discuss compensation with the patriarch. But it seems that the matter of compensation should be settled here. Mo Yun took a sip of tea leisurely. In fact, he had already done his homework before summoning the two family envoys. With so much money, it is almost the limit that the two families can come up with. For the next whole year, these two families may have to eat radishes and pickles to survive. Robber. At this moment, a crisp girlish voice suddenly sounded in the room. Mo Yun sensed Wei Na's arrival early on. It can even be said that Mo Yun actually intended Wei Na to witness this negotiation. How can robbers make money so fast, and bounty hunters can't make money so fast, right? How about it? Have you thought about it? Do you want to join my family? Dream. Wei Na categorically refused. Mo Yun shrugged. Since you don't want to join, then I won't force you. But if you don't want to join the Amen family, can you please leave the Amen family's territory? Or say, how many days are you going to eat and drink? It's not about eating and drinking. The shadow girl shouted a little shame and angrily, you haven't given me the divinity you owe me. When did I owe you divinity? During the family war, I helped you solve a big guy. No one asked for your help. Besides, Potter took care of that big guy and has nothing to do with you. It doesn't matter at all. I obviously played a big role. Great effect. Are you sure? For the sake of your kindness, these few days have been good for you. Can you leave now? I won't go. Mo Yun smiled and said, I think you don't need to be called Shadow from now on, but Rogue. But why don't you want to join my family? After being silent for a while, Wei Na suddenly said, don't think about it. You have no good intentions. Mo Yun was taken aback. It has to be said that Wei's intuition is really astonishingly accurate. This time it seems a bit difficult to handle. Mo Yun tapped the chair lightly with his fingers, thinking about how to take Wei Na for his own use. But at this moment, footsteps sounded outside the door. The person who walked in was Gal from the Emin family, and Mo Yun planned to hand over all the 5 newly acquired shops to him to manage. But looking at Gal's dino's appearance, it seems a bit messy. Sensing that there seemed to be some movement outside, Mo Yun asked, Gal, what happened outside? Patriarch, there are many people outside who want to join our Amen family. Is there such a thing? Patriarch, don't you know? Rumors about you have gone crazy in the Castro family camp. Mo Yun quickly asked, what rumors? They said that Mo Yun, the new patriarch of the Amen family, actually has no combat power at all, but is actually a son of God with a top-level auxiliary Godhead. He can not only prepare food, make delicious food that enhances the power of the gods, but also help the family members complete bloodline evolution. Now, many people are clamoring and wanting to join our Amen family. There is such a thing. Mo Yun was immediately amused, and turned his head to take a look. Sure enough, the shadow girl Wei Na was not calm anymore. Gal, let me ask you. Are there many people who want to join our family? There are really a lot. Gal took his own clothes as an example. They heard that I belong to the Amen family, and they almost tore my clothes to pieces. They hoped that I could convey to you that they wanted to join the family desire. Oh, Mo Yun deliberately prolonged the tone, glanced at Wei Na who was hiding in the cloak out of the corner of his eye, and said to Gal, then what is the strength of those who want to join our Amen family? Are there any children of God? It seems that there are many powerful gods. As for the sons of gods, I'm sure there are at least 5 or 6. Is that so? Mo Yun smiled lightly. I didn't expect my family to suddenly become a favorite. There are so many children of God who want to join the Amen family. It seems that I can choose well. As for those greedy, useless and rascal gods, let's just stay cool. Wei Na finally couldn't bear it any longer, and shouted. Obviously I came first. The shadow spoke. Mo Yun looked at Wei Na pretending not to know. Who are you? Do I know you? Don't pretend you don't know me at a time like this. Wei Na trembled angrily. I want to join the Emin family. Did you hear that? What? You want a family again? Didn't you just say no? I regret it, can't I? Okay, then welcome Miss Shadow to become a member of the Amen family. At this time, Gaul quickly asked, Patriarch, how should these people outside pay back? Go and tell them that the words about me being an auxiliary godhead, having no combat power, and being able to help people evolve their bloodlines are all rumors. They are all rumors. After Gal left, Wei Na came to Mo Yun. Can you really help people complete bloodline evolution? Of course not. Didn't you hear what I said just now? These are all rumors. Obviously, Wei Na didn't believe Mo Yun's words. She quickly said, I have now joined the Emin family, according to our agreement. You can help my bloodline evolve. Bloodline evolution. Didn't it mean to help you gain divinity? Mo Yun looked at Wei Na with great interest, thinking that you would still climb up the pole. I'm already a family with you now. It's not too much to help me evolve my bloodline. I heard that Seva's and Julie's bloodlines have evolved, let alone with you. You said we were already a family, didn't you? If it's a family, it's not that I can help you. Mo Yun couldn't help laughing, but are you sure you want me to help you evolve your blood? Of course, Wei Na said excitedly, you just agreed, right? Right. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it, I'm afraid you won't agree. Why should I say no? Okay then, let me tell you how to evolve bloodlines. Mo Yun felt that Wei Na should also be mentally prepared. Turning around in the hotel, Mo Yun knocked on Julie's room. When Julie opened the door and saw Mo Yun, she was obviously taken aback. Mo Yun, what's the matter? Mo Yun stared at Julie in front of her. After a period of baptism, Julie absorbed the power of the Storm Witch more thoroughly. The graceful and beautiful oval face, plump figure, and luxurious temperament were really fascinating. Julie sensed Mo Yun's intention, but she didn't know why, but she didn't have the idea of resistance. She thinks she still hates Mo Yun. But today in the hotel, I saw Goodness pretending to be the proprietress. And when goons challenged her that beauty is worthless in front of wealth, she suddenly felt a strong sense of crisis. The only thing that made her feel bad was that Wei Na was also there. But when she thought that she also practiced with Mo Yun together with Elsa and Sevis, this bit of grievance quickly made Julie feel relieved. You, what are you doing? Seeing the two kissing together, Wei Na was stunned. Of course it tells you the way to evolve bloodlines. Shameless, shameless, shameless. Wei Na turned around abruptly, closed the door with a bang, and ran away in a hurry. Mo Yun smiled lightly and shook his head, that's where it is. Che, this is unbearable, you still want to evolve your bloodline. However, today's Julie seems to be particularly active. Mo Yun didn't care about Wei Na who ran out. How can a beautiful woman live up to the beautiful scenery on a good day? After a long time, satisfied, Mo Yun left Julie's room and came to the lobby of the hotel. The hotel is now completely renovated, and Mo Yun has decided to transform it into what he wants, and Karma, the goblin, is in charge of the project. At this time, an unexpected visitor suddenly came outside the door. Patriarch Mo Yun, Justin, the envoy of the William family, asks for an audience. William family. Mo Yun's heart skipped a beat. If he remembered correctly, the William family should be the second of the 12 council families in the Castro camp. Among the 12 parliamentary families, the William family is the only family that has the potential to compete with the Castro family. But it's just potential. In terms of hard power, there is still a big gap between the two families. At least for now, Mo Yun doesn't want to offend this powerful William family. Mo Yun hurried out to greet him personally, and saw a polite young man in front of the door, who seemed to be Justin, the envoy of the William family. Justin took out an invitation card and said to Mo Yun, Patriarch Mo Yun, our William family will hold a banquet tonight. The family wants to invite you to participate, please be sure to honor it. Of course, the William family invited them personally, and Mo Yun would naturally not refuse to give this face. But just as Mo Yun stretched out his hand to accept the invitation, another voice sounded. What a coincidence. Patriarch Mo Yun, the family heard that you plan to focus on the development of the family in the Castro camp, so today I plan to invite you to a small gathering of the Castro family. I wonder if Patriarch Mo Yun will appreciate it. A cloaked man appeared in front of Mo Yun, but when he took off the hood on his head, the face underneath was Gurner. Jenna, the owner of Mo Yun, is the first guest invited by our Justin family. It's true that you invited me first, but Patriarch Mo Yun and I are very close friends. Jenna smiled at Mo Yun. Patriarch Mo Yun, are you right? Seeing the lightning flashing in the eyes of Jenna and Justin, Yun couldn't help smiling wryly. When you first come, you have to stand in line. Is this the ecology of the Castro camp? Obviously, wanting to be a fence here. With the family strength that he has shown now, he should not be worthy. He can only choose one of the strongest family in Castro and the second strongest family. As for who to choose, Mo Yun is so rich that he doesn't need to be put out at all. I'm sorry, Mr. Justin. I have an appointment today, so I can only decline the William family's invitation. Patriarch Mo Yun, I hope you will not regret your decision. Justin snorted coldly, turned and left. Jenner showed a very approving look at Mo Yun. Patriarch Mo Yun, you have undoubtedly made the most correct decision. Mo Yun looked at Jenner and said, I think the Castro family will not treat me badly, right? Of course, tonight, in the Castro family, we will see each other. Jenner took out an invitation card and handed it to Mo Yun, then put on his hood and disappeared into the crowd coming and going in front of the camp. Mo Yun fiddled with the invitation, shook his head and smiled, laughing. In fact, Mo Yun knew that he would be involved in family struggles when he decided to place the new family headquarters in Camp Caslo. I just didn't expect it to come so soon. However, since his purpose is to enter the 12 council family, standing in line to be a pawn for others is actually only a matter of time. As for choosing to side with the Castro family, Mo Yun does not think this is a wrong choice. In a place called Camp Castro, do you need a reason to choose to join the Castro family? Towards evening, Mo Yun came to the territory of the Castro family. He didn't even need to show his pass, Gunnar was already waiting here. Patriarch Mo Yun, come with me, the family members have been waiting for you for a long time. Mo Yun was a little flattered to receive such a grand treatment, and he followed Jenna to the gathering hall of the Castro family. The party hall adopts an architectural format similar to the British style. Its beauty and magnificence are unique in the entire Castro camp, demonstrating the strength of the Castro family. Master Mo Yun, welcome to come. The Castro family sitting in the middle spoke softly, but the people in the room surprised Mo Yun secretly. Although Mo Yun didn't remember clearly, the 4 families in the room except Castro seemed to be members of the Council of 12 Families. These people kindly introduced themselves to Mo Yun. I am Dulu too, the head of the Dulu family. I am Upton, the head of the Upton family. I'm Steve. After listening to the 4 families introduce their identities one by one, Mo Yun greeted them very politely while recalling their identities. The 6th-ranked Dulu family, the 7th-ranked Upton family, the 9th-ranked Steve family, and the 11th-ranked family. This dinner should not be a hangman banquet, right? After everyone introduced their identities, Patriarch Castro waved his hand and said, Patriarch Mo Yun, please sit down. Mo Yun took his seat and said with a smile, I didn't expect you to be here. The patriarch of my middle-level family sits at the same table with you, isn't it a bit inappropriate? Patriarch Mo Yun has lost sight of you. Tonight's dinner is actually a welcome banquet to welcome you to Camp Caslo. Then I'm flattered. The owner of Castro clapped his hands and motioned for the chef to serve. After tasting a few dishes and exchanging pleasantries for a few rounds, Patriarch Castro said, the chef of our Castro family is still far behind Mo Yun. You are overrated, the Patriarch Dulu suddenly said coldly. I heard, Patriarch Mo Yun, you plan to open a restaurant in the Castro camp, is it true? Mo Yun did not deliberately conceal the matter of opening the restaurant, but he did not tell anyone other than the Amin family either. Clearly, these clans have extra care for themselves. Mo Yun immediately replied, it is indeed the case, and I hope that the heads of the family will not be stingy and let the family members come to join us. It's right to cheer, but the owner of Mo Yun, you know, it's not an easy thing to run a restaurant in Camp Caslo. Please also inform the owner of Upton. The Upton family slowly said, there are currently 4 restaurants in the Castro camp, and 3 of them are owned by the Robin family. As for the last restaurant, although it comes from a medium-sized family, it is poorly managed. Better than nothing. Mo Yun narrowed his eyes. The Robin family, it was he who offended the 7th-ranked family when investigating the team. What Appleton meant was very clear. The restaurant business in the Castro camp has been monopolized by the Robin family. Does that mean that at Camp Castro only the Robin family can run the restaurant? Of course not. Any family in Camp Castro can run their own business, but if they can't compete with others, there's nothing they can do. Patriarch Mo Yun, with all due respect, it is impossible for you to compete with the Robin family. Although you, Mo Yun, have a unique talent in cooking, running a restaurant is not just enough for you to have cooking skills alone. Do you understand this? Mo Yun looked at Patriarch Dulu who was speaking, and said, I think you mean to point out a way out for me. That's right. Patriarch Dulu smiled and said, I heard that you, Patriarch Mo Yun, actually possess a top-level auxiliary Godhead, which can not only help people improve their divine power, but also help people evolve their bloodlines. Is there such a thing? Our 4 families are willing to support the development of the Amin family together with the Castro family. Master Mo Yun, you don't need to open any restaurants at all, and you only need to serve our 5 families alone. Isn't that great? Mo Yun still doesn't understand what these people mean. Saying it is for your own good, isn't it actually like making yourself a vassal of the 5 major families? It seems that even they think that what they have is an auxiliary godhead. Since they misunderstood so much, Mo Yun decided to let them misunderstand enough. Mo Yun then said, "Several patriarchs, the ability I possess can indeed make special divine food, which can obtain more divine power than normal divine food. But it is an exaggeration to talk about evolutionary bloodline. However, many ingredients already have the effect of evolving bloodlines. As long as they are handled reasonably, the effect of ingredients evolving bloodlines can naturally be enhanced." The several patriarchs looked at each other, and they showed joyful expressions in unison. But Mo Yun sneered in his heart. Mo Yun originally thought that the Castro family wanted to be their own pawns. To put it bluntly, it is to act as a dog for the Castro family. Unexpectedly, they actually wanted to scoop milk by themselves. The undisguised eyes of these people clearly wanted to squeeze a steady stream of milk from themselves. This is the truly cruel law of the wilderness. Even if you want to be a dog, others think you are only worthy of being a cow. When several families were thinking about it and seemed to be impatient to distribute the benefits in private, Mo Yun changed the subject. "However, I feel that since there is no rule in Camp Castro that only the Robin family can run restaurants, then I have to compete with him no matter what." The expressions of the 4 families suddenly changed, and Patriarch Du Lu immediately persuaded. "Patriarch Mo Yun, why do you have to taste the pain to know the pain? That's right, Mo Yun family, why are you doing this?" Seeing the expressions of these patriarchs with different thoughts, Mo Yun sneered again in his heart, then got up unhurriedly, and said, "Thank you 4 patriarchs for your kindness, Mo Yun appreciates it." Returning from the Castro family, Mo Yun continues to prepare for the opening of the new restaurant. Just the day before the opening, Porter suddenly came to Mo Yun and reported. The owner, 3 restaurants including the Blackbeard Bar in Camp Castro suddenly announced discounts. Oh, Mo Yun's heart shuddered. He knew that the Luo family's attack had just begun. As the saying goes, shopping malls are like battlefields, and Mo Yun will not take it lightly. He immediately asked, "How strong is the discount?" Originally priced at 5 silver coins, you can now buy a piece of divine power steak for only 2 silver coins. However, each person can only limit to 2 pieces, and there are other discounts, all of which are almost half-price discounts. Mo Yun smiled softly. The Robin family is really ruthless. The hunting of the monster god bison is extremely difficult, so the price is very expensive in the Caslo camp. 103 is based on the price of 2 silver coins for a steak, which is even cheaper than buying unprocessed beef. Of course, the Robin family can organize hunting by themselves, and they also have a certain amount of inventory, so they won't lose too much. But if other ordinary families want to compete with the Robin family, they may suffer from vomiting blood. Potter, you go and buy all the dishes in the 3 restaurants of the Robin family. They should allow takeaway. Of course, I'm going now. When Potter went to buy groceries, everyone in the family also gathered around Mo Yun. They will open tomorrow, but the Robin family started offering discounts today, clearly wanting to completely kill them in the cradle. Patriarch Mo Yun, in fact, from the very beginning, I reminded you that the Robin family would do this. It is said that many families who wanted to set foot in the restaurant field were ruthlessly attacked by the Robin family. The person who spoke was Gwyneth. She did remind Mo Yun of the threat of the Robin family, but she soon stopped mentioning it because she was immersed in the fantasy of the proprietress. At this time, she hastened to prove her insight, and at the same time hinted that Mo Yun would completely entrust the family's finances to herself. After all, as long as one masters the family's money bag, the identity of the family's hostess is naturally not far away. Not to mention Goodness's little thoughts, other people also have their own criticisms. At this time, Mo Yun said, "Don't worry, wait until Potter comes back." Soon, Potter returned with a lot of dishes. Wenna also walked in with him. "You have a big meal here, and you don't even call me a member of this family." Mo Yun couldn't help but look at Wei Na. Although she joined the family, she also performed the oath ceremony. But since then, Mo Yun has never seen her except when he was eating. It seems that she is sincerely avoiding herself. However, she can accurately appear in time for every meal, for example, once. Potter, put the price on it and try it all. The lowest price of these dishes is 1 silver coin. Considering the considerable purchasing power of silver coins, a table full of hundreds of different dishes is definitely a luxury that the Amen family has never had before. From this point of view, basic necessities of life are indeed the most profitable business, and the world of gods is no exception. The original Amen family was too poor. Everyone immediately began to feast, especially Wei Na, who ate very happily. It's been a long time since I ate so happily. But to be honest, it's the owner who cooks better. Mo Yun spent hundreds of silver coins to buy this table dish, so he naturally had his own purpose. He tasted the god steak at Blackbeard's. In all fairness, the steak wasn't bad. But compared with the steaks I made with Peyoting Geniu and Lai Yan Shen Spear, it was naturally much worse. It is not only reflected in the taste, but also in the divine power. This piece of divine power steak seems to only increase the divine power by 6. And the power steak made by Mo Yun can increase 10 power. This is because Mo Yun completely locks the blood in the steak and the magic power in the muscle, so that it does not pass away during cooking and allows them to be absorbed better. The same way, although this steak also increases the 2 basic attributes of strength and vitality, it is not more than half of its own. Mo Yun couldn't help laughing. That's what Camp Castro food is at its best, god steak at Blackbeard's. On this level, after tasting more than a dozen dishes, Mo Yun asked the crowd, "What do you think of these dishes and prices?" Everyone looked at the prices below the dishes, showing hesitant expressions, and then said, "Patriarch, why don't we try to lower the price? Our dishes are better than those of the Potter family. Even if they are more expensive than those of the Potter family, we should still be able to attract some guests." That's right, price reduction. The corner of Mo Yun's mouth curved slightly. I have a better idea than lowering the price. Everyone looked at Mo Yun in unison, but then they heard an incredible word from Mo Yun. Price increase. The next day, in the Blackbeard bar, the head of the Robin family was looking at the shop full of customers, showing a sneering sneer. At this time, his subordinates came to report to Robin, "Patriarch, the restaurant of the Amen family has not opened yet. Delay the opening. Even if he delays for a year, it's useless." Patriarch Robin said contemptuously, "Think you can escape the catastrophe by procrastinating? It's ridiculous." The owner of Robin is not afraid of Mo Yun and himself. There is a characteristic of the catering industry, that is, the more customers there are, the lower the basic cost will be shared equally. Therefore, although the Robin family has given great discounts, under the strong profits of the catering industry, at most they will not make any profit, and there may even be some surplus. The head of the Robin family said to the man next to him, "Vincent, last time the Amen family gave you the shame, I will definitely let them return 10 times and 100 times. Thank you, Patriarch, for your kindness." The man was Wen Sen, who slaughtered and lost to Mo Yun. He sneered. This Mo Yun thought that if he killed an Ingmar family, he would not know the heights of heaven and earth. He even dared to refuse the invitation of the William family. I think he's looking for his own death. Robin laughed, stood up and announced to the crowd, "Everyone, thank you for your support of the Blackbeard bar. I announce that everyone will be given a glass of rye wine." "Thank you, Patriarch Robin. Patriarch Robin is really generous." Amid waves of praise, Patriarch Robin showed a satisfied expression. The guests are all here, what can Mo Yun use to fight against himself? If he wants to snatch food from his own rice bowl, he doesn't care how much he weighs himself. Just as Patriarch Robin was triumphant, his subordinates suddenly ran in to report, "Master, the restaurant of the Amen family is open." With doubts and a mood of watching a joke, Patriarch Robin brought the family members to the door of Amen's restaurant. It was only after coming here that the Robin family discovered that not only did the expected joke not appear, on the contrary, there were still many people lined up in front of Mo Yun's restaurant. "Well, owner, when the new store opens, there are always people coming to see the excitement." The owner of Robin nodded secretly, but there were so many people lined up at the door, it was beyond his expectation. He thought that his 3 restaurants had absorbed almost all the people. "Patriarch, maybe the Amen family has also lowered the price." Price reduction. Patriarch Robin couldn't help laughing. "To fight a price war with me, the Amen family is courting death. What background does it have to fight me? However, the design of this restaurant is unique. Master Robin looked at the large wall made of crystal. He couldn't see what was going on inside from the outside, but at least it felt quite gorgeous and fresh. Go in and have a look. When Patriarch Robin was about to enter the restaurant with 27 members of his family, he was stopped by Potter, who was a guest guard at the door. Sorry, the seats inside are full, queue or make an appointment. What, full? The owner of Robin looked inside through the door, and saw that there were only a few tables of people inside, and the entire restaurant was empty. Patriarch Robin's expression turned cold, and he said, I am the patriarch of the Robin family of the 12th Council family in Camp Castro. Could it be that you dare not let me in? Who dares not let you in? It's already full. Wei Na, who also acts as a doorman, said angrily. She originally wanted to steal food in the name of helping the kitchen, but Mo Yun sneaked here to work as a doorman, and she was full of complaints at this time. Patriarch Robin immediately released his coercion to Wei Na. In his capacity, how dare a mere god citizen talk to himself like this? However, Wei Na seems to be immune to coercion, and Patriarch Robin seems to be lonely. Just as Robin's family was getting further annoyed, a voice sounded from the side. Master Robin, the restaurant is indeed full. Didn't you see that I'm also queuing here? Robin turned his head and saw that it was Patriarch Dulu, who was ranked 6th, and was immediately stunned. Patriarch Dulu smiled and said, there are only 20 tables in the restaurant of the Amin family. First come, first served. I'm one step late, so I have to wait in line. Patriarch Robin immediately said coldly, the Amin family actually asked us to line up. The rules of the Castro camp, the store is an inviolable place. Since it is the restaurant of the Mo Yun family, we can only choose to abide by or not to abide by his rules. Patriarch Dulu smiled and said, Patriarch Robin, don't blame me for not reminding you. Patriarch Castro is eating inside. Upon hearing Patriarch Castro's words, Patriarch Robin immediately died down and had no choice but to wait in line. Patriarch, this Amin family is just too hateful, no wonder there are so many people lined up in front of his door. It turns out that there are only 20 tables, isn't that making people anxious? HMPH, he is using this method to create an illusion that the shop is prosperous. It's all useless tricks, Robin sneered, although to the gods, this time is nothing. But if the Amin family doesn't give enough value to offset the waiting, he will definitely be terribly hurt by the wrath of the gods. That's right, he's literally fooling us. When the customer enters the store and finds that it's not worth the wait, he will definitely be furious and ask him to look good. As soon as the voices of the few people fell, 2 sons of gods came out of the shop, and said with smiles on their faces, this is the real restaurant. Compared to this place, the Blackbeard bar is nothing. Everyone's eyes focused on Patriarch Robin's face. When the 2 sons of God saw that Patriarch Robin was here, they were startled and fled quickly. The expressions of the members of the Robin family froze instantly, and at this moment they wished to tear down the restaurant. The more this is the case, the more curious the owner of Robin is what kind of medicine is sold in Mo Yun's gourd. He looked at the line that hadn't been short for half a day, and asked, how long will it be before it's my turn? I'm afraid we will have to wait for a while. Patriarch Robin, you are now ranked 23rd, and there are 22nd ahead of you. Patriarch Robin was speechless for a moment. I have been waiting for such a long time, but there are 22 people in front of me. He couldn't believe it. Did the Amin family's restaurant sell immortal medicine? Well worth the wait. But Patriarch Robin didn't understand a word called sunk cost. He had waited for so long. Giving up now is really a bit reconciled. But at this moment, things took a turn for the better. Mo Yun opened another door of the restaurant. Behind this door, it is not the restaurant, but the back kitchen of the restaurant. As soon as he saw Mo Yun, Patriarch Robin became very angry and shouted, Patriarch Mo Yun, how long do you want me to wait? Mo Yun couldn't help being happy after meeting the owner of Robin. I didn't expect that Robin's owner would come to join us. I really made you wait for a long time. But I can't help it. There are only 20 tables in the restaurant. Is there a first come, first served? Then won't you set up 100 tables? Same place. If it's in the Blackbeard's bar, I can set up 300 tables. Mo Yun said lightly, Patriarch Robin, my restaurant is different from your restaurant, not just anyone can come. Robin was immediately pissed off. What Mo Yun meant, didn't he say that his Blackbeard bar is not good? Mo Yun coughed lightly. Of course, I didn't consider your needs. So I temporarily added 5 tables, but these 5 tables are only provided for the customers of the slaughter service. Slaughter service. Didn't you see? I also provide slaughtering services here. All the monsters and gods slaughtered here will be charged 10% of the value as the slaughtering fee. As a reward for today's opening, I will give away corresponding dishes of monsters and beasts. Everyone immediately discussed. Can't we slaughter ourselves? Why do you want to come? I will give you 10% of the benefits. Of course, there are also those who know the goods. Patriarch Dulu immediately asked the family members to move in a monster god golden horned antelope. Patriarch Dulu, please come to the restaurant for dinner. Of course, you can watch me disassemble this golden horned antelope first. I'd better read it here. Watching you break down the monster god is a kind of enjoyment. Mo Yun smiled lightly, picked up the kitchen knife, and opened up the divinity of Pao Ding Jian Yu. Ding, do you want to devour the ordinary monster god golden horn bloodline? That's why Mo Yun opened the restaurant. Being able to make money and devour blood at the same time, it couldn't be more enjoyable. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.